Chapter 1740. When the 99th bolt of lightning appeared, it might have attracted the attention of all the powerful cultivators who were paying attention to this area. Perhaps there were some powerful cultivators in some unknown place who had taken notice of the heavenly punishment lightning, but they didn't think much of it. In this world, there were people advancing every day. What was so strange about that? However, when they saw this unimaginable bolt of lightning condensing in the sky, as if it was going to destroy the world, they were all dumbfounded. It wasn't that the power of this lightning could destroy the world, but at first glance, this kind of power and visual impact was something that they had never seen before. Is this the 99th bolt of heavenly punishment lightning? Many powerful cultivators from the various demon clans were secretly shocked when they saw this strange phenomenon. I didn't expect that an existence of this level would appear in our mainland. Does that mean that when he fully matures, he really has a chance to reach the realm above the heavenly Tao? This isn't a good thing, it's not a good thing. Yes, in a sense, it's not a good thing. The mainland is all about balance. Whether it's between the human clan and the demon clan, between the human clan and the demon clan, between the human clan and the demon clan, everything is balanced. If one day, there's an absolutely powerful person who the entire mainland can't fight against, then this balance will be broken. That's all for later. It's said that these 99th bolts of heavenly punishment lightning are fatal. Let's see if he can survive first. Various powerful cultivators from various clans looked at the sky and discussed. What the hell? Lin Xian climbed up from the ground, completely dumbfounded. Brother, are you kidding me? All of his preparations and plans were used up after the 98th bolt. He thought that it was just right. Why did the 99th bolt suddenly appear? Did they want him to die? What do we do? What do we do? Ling Ying and the others had all lost their sense of propriety. Lin Xian was already out of spirit energy, and his injuries were very serious. What else could he do? Ling Long Shui and the others also lost their composure. There was no other way. They couldn't think of a way. They believed that although 98 Tao paths was terrifying, Lin Xian and their help should not be a problem. At least, the chances were still very high, so they did not panic too much. However, no one expected that there would be a 99th Tao path. Lin Xian sat cross-legged on the ground, taking advantage of the limited time the lightning had to gather to recover his injuries and spiritual energy. Don't come over. Lin Xian sensed that they were coming over and hurriedly scolded them. They paused there. The thunder of heavenly punishment targeted individuals. Even if they wanted to help, the most they could do was provide Lin Xian with external help. It was absolutely impossible for them to help Lin Xian block the thunder of heavenly punishment. It was useless. They just wanted to go over and treat Lin Xian. Lin Xian, I'll use my domain and laws on you. Wang Xintong bit her lips. Her eyes were red and her voice was trembling. That won't do. You'll die. Morong Yu said to Wang Xintong. For example, when Huang Shi and Yi Ranbing gave Lin Xian a buff, they gave him something to use. As Wang Xintong said, when she released her laws and domain to strengthen Lin Xian, it was equivalent to when the heavenly lightning struck, she would definitely bear the heavenly lightning together with Lin Xian. And if she removed her domain and law, the buff would be gone. However, she would not be struck by the heavenly lightning. The most they could do was to go over and treat Lin Xian's injuries with all their might. Don't come over. Step back. Lin Xian yelled again. The power of this heavenly lightning was unimaginable. Lin Xian did not know how big it was, but this scene was too much for him to bear. Moreover, when the heavenly lightning struck, its range would be huge. The range was only one of the factors. When it struck, its power would be the most terrifying. Lin Xian was the target of the heavenly lightning. Yes, Lin Xian was here, but if others were here, it would be too late for them to escape. Perhaps when the time came, the so-called power of space would disappear under such a terrifying heavenly lightning. Lin Xian could not let them come over. But you... Lin Xian took a deep breath and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. I'm fine. Isn't it just one more? I'm fine. Lin Xian then took out a spiritual item of heaven and earth. It was a spiritual item of heaven and earth that was burning with flames. Then, Lin Xian directly swallowed it. Arg! When Lin Xian swallowed it, the flames burned on his body. Lin Xian's roar could be heard. Lin Xian! The girls stood there, their eyes red. They could only watch as Lin Xian was in such a dangerous situation, but they could not do anything. They did not even have the ability to fight with him. It was a very uncomfortable feeling. Not to mention them, even Linglong Shui and the others did not have the ability to do so. Big sister, can he succeed? Linglong Shui tugged at the corner of Linglong Shui's clothes. Linglong Shui ruffled her hair. He's different from others. Others might not succeed, but he will. She was only comforting them, comforting others and herself. But in their hearts, they knew very well what kind of heavenly lightning this was. The winds and clouds in the sky changed. The void seemed to have turned into a giant whirlpool. But at this moment, look at the sky. In the distance, an expert pointed at the sky in shock. Hiss! They could not help but suck in a breath of cold air. Their pupils suddenly shrank. What happened? At this moment, they saw a pair of eyes appear in the sky. This pair of eyes was incomparably huge, incomparably deep, and incomparably terrifying. What is this? Those heavenly venerables and great void realm experts trembled in fear when they saw this scene. A chill ran down their backs. Not to mention them, even the heavenly Tao looked up and felt a chill run down his spine. This is the eye of the heavenly Tao? Is this the eye of the heavenly Tao? I'm afraid it really is. This is the heavenly Tao spying on him? It should be the heavenly Tao spying on this person. It's spying on the person who attracted his 99 heavenly lightning. This is too terrifying. Is this really the heavenly Tao? Feng Ling looked up. She felt that they were so small under this pair of eyes. Nothing must happen. Nothing must happen. What exactly was the heavenly Tao? No one could give an accurate answer. Some said that the heavenly Tao was a rule. Some said that the heavenly Tao was a god. Some said that the heavenly Tao was a real person, an existence that surpassed the heavenly Tao realm. An existence that could shatter the void was the creator of a world. There was no way to be sure, but at least for now, this pair of eye of the heavenly Tao could confirm that the heavenly Tao definitely existed. Chapter 1741. Something big had happened. In the beginning, some people were still holding on to the legend that the 99th bolt of lightning was fatal. They thought it was just a legend. Just like the existence of the heavenly Tao was also a legend. Everyone knew what it was, but no one had ever seen it for themselves. And now, the appearance of the eye of the heavenly Tao, which made everyone tremble in fear from the bottom of their hearts, was especially King ridiculous. Linglong Shui and the others were thinking quickly, trying to think of a way to help Lin Xian, but they couldn't think of anything. They could only pray. The heavenly tribulation lightning was a very special existence. No matter how weak it was, it could kill a powerhouse. For example, the heavenly tribulation lightning with the power of a mysterious heaven realm cultivator could kill a heavenly venerable. Didn't that mean that no matter how strong the heavenly tribulation lightning was, it might not be fatal? They could only comfort themselves like this. In the sky, the eye of the heavenly Tao disappeared. The lightning was condensing. Did Lin Xian have any ideas? He really didn't have any ideas. System Miss, why don't you help me this time? In Lin Xian's mind, he quickly communicated with the system lady from the Adonis system. Ding! This is a very important trial for the host. The system won't help. Lin Xian? In other words, the system had the ability to protect him? Hey, I'm in such a bad state. If you don't help me, I'll die. Ding. It's okay. If the host dies, the system can find a new host. Lin Xian? The hell? Don't mess around. I'm serious. Ding. I'm not messing around. Lin Xian was about to give up. Damn it. Okay. Lin Xian took a deep breath. He hoped that he would be fine. Luckily, the last bolt of lightning still needed time to condense. Although Lin Xian hadn't recovered to 70% or 80%, he could still recover to 30% or 40%. The main thing was spiritual power. Lin Xian had all kinds of methods to recover spiritual power. With spiritual power, his injuries would be lighter. The rest was up to him. Buzz buzz buzz. Above the void, the thunderbolt had clearly reached its final stage of condensation. The winds and clouds in the entire world were changing. It was abnormally terrifying. The vast surrounding space had been completely destroyed. Everyone quickly dispersed to a faraway place. Do you think he can block it? I don't think so. Putting everything else aside, that pair of eyes just now scared me to death. They're not on the same level at all. If an existence on that level wants to kill a cultivator who's ascended to the heavenly Tao, it'll only take a flick of a finger. That's right. Not to mention him, even the heavenly Tao realm experts beside him are useless. Under the heavenly Tao, all life is equal. They are all ants. Just as the thunder was about to hit the ground, a beam of white light lit up the place where the thunder was coming from and rushed towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian furrowed his brows, and many people's attention also fell on him. Ling Long Shui's first reaction was that someone was going to attack Lin Xian, but after sensing it, she didn't feel any hostility. Whoosh! Lin Xian raised his hand, and the white light flying over was a bead, a pure white bead. At this moment, Lin Xian held it in his hand. This is? Everyone was puzzled. Lin Xian held the bead in his hand and sensed its power. This power is somewhat familiar, yet somewhat unfamiliar. It's Shui Qilin? Lin Xian suddenly thought of something. Right. That's right. This is Shui Qilin's power. Whoosh! The bead in Lin Xian's hand trembled, and then rushed into the sky. The void above Lin Xian's head rotated and erupted with white light. No one knew what kind of effect it would have, but they knew that Lin Xian's entire body had been restored to its peak condition. This was something Ling Long Shui and the others couldn't do. After all, they weren't focused on healing. Moreover, Lin Xian's realm wasn't low either. If Lin Xian's realm was lower, they could easily restore Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt that he was almost in his peak state, and he had great confidence. Before, he wasn't confident because his state was too poor. His spiritual force was empty, and his injuries were very serious. This led to Lin Xian's upper limit being very low. But now, at least he was restored. At least he had some confidence when facing the heavenly lightning. Moreover, the bead above his head was still erupting with power, as if it could help Lin Xian resist the heavenly lightning. That power is helping Lin Xian, Ling Longyue said. Yes, and it's a very powerful power. Does he know such a powerful existence? But what is this power? What is this bead? They didn't know it. Boom! The heavenly lightning came crashing down. Lin Xian smirked. Come, let me see how powerful the so-called 99th heavenly lightning is. Actually, Lin Xian dared to say this even without the bead. Of course, the prerequisite was that Lin Xian's state was full. He went all out. The law of creation, all attributes exploded. Strength, speed, defense, and spirit doubled. The second level of the Supreme Saint Mantra tripled all attributes. Phoenix 7 Heavens. Come on. Let me test your strength. Ah! Lin Xian roared furiously as the white bead above his head met the devastating lightning bolt head-on. The girls subconsciously closed their eyes. Only Ling Long Shui and the others were still watching. Boom! The two terrifying forces collided, and then landed on the ground. The ground seemed to have an earthquake, and then an unimaginably powerful shockwave spread out in all directions, destroying everything. Even the girls who were quite far away were affected. With this sound, the dust settled, and the thunderclouds disappeared. No one knew whether Lin Xian was dead or alive. Everything quieted down. Lin Xian, is he okay? Wang Xintong opened her eyes, looked at the vast area in front of her, and bit her lip. Don't worry, he's okay. He'll be fine. Ling Ying comforted her, but he was also comforting himself. No one knew what was going on with him. After the collision, they couldn't see what happened. It seemed that Lin Xian had fallen from the sky and crashed down. He should be fine. Wu Yunuo was a big-hearted person. Then she said, generally speaking, if you're destroyed by heavenly lightning, you'll be reduced to ashes. Lin Xian crashed down, so he should be seriously injured at most. Whoosh, Linglong Shui and the others rushed into the dust, looking for Lin Xian. Then Ling Ying and the others rushed in as well. Lin Xian was lying in a deep pit. Sister Linglong, is Lin Xian okay? Wang Xintong stood outside the pit and asked worriedly. Linglong Shui checked. He's seriously injured, but he's fine. At that moment, they were all relieved. Chapter 1742. Lin Xian was seriously injured. But that was not important. It was not a big problem. To them, as long as they did not die, there was not much of a problem. No matter how serious the injury was, it could be cured in theory. Unless it was something they could not do anything about. But the key was that the power of the law of creation was effective in curing injuries. 3 days later, Lin Xian was still lying on the bed. Is he okay? Next to her, a group of girls stood there and looked at Lin Xian worriedly. Linglong Shui nodded. Yes, he's fine. We just have to wait for him to wake up. It'll only happen in 2 days. You don't have to worry. Phew, they took a deep breath. That's good, that's good. Sister Linglong, is that really the heavenly axiom looking after Lin Xian? Will Lin Xian be in danger in the future? Will the heavenly axiom want to eliminate Lin Xian? Wang Xintong asked worriedly. Linglong Shui shook her head. No one knows what it is. It might even be a phenomenon. Don't worry too much. Okay. Then we'll leave first. Then, Linglong Shui and the others left. At that time, Yi Renbing also left first. After all, there were 2 babies at home and she had to take care of them. Now that Lin Xian was fine, they left with peace of mind. Phew. A few girls were sitting there. Now that Lin Xian is a heavenly axiom, we have to hurry up and improve. Well, who's closer to the heavenly axiom now? Xiao Xinyue asked. I'm still 1/5 away. Wu Yunuo said. I'm about 1/5 away. Murong Yu also said. Xiao Xinyue said, in the future, if possible, let's try to let Murong Yu and Wu Yunuo improve first. It's only a matter of time before everyone reaches the heavenly axiom. However, our following battles cannot be delayed. With one more heavenly axiom, we will have a qualitative change. Yes, this is also the best way. Let's wait for Lin Xian to wake up. Speaking of which, will he still be weak when he wakes up? I don't think so. He seems to be in good condition now. The injuries he sustained when he fainted have basically recovered. The only thing left is for his body to adapt. By the way, who was helping Lin Xian that night? Ling Ying unwrapped a lollipop and leaned against the wall. I didn't see it. I only saw a white light shooting over there. I really don't know who did it. Han Chushue said softly, I'm afraid it's an existence even stronger than Sister Linglong and the others. We'll ask Lin Xian when the time comes. Zhuge Feng said. Ask me what? Suddenly, a voice rang out. Everyone turned to look at Lin Xian. Lin Xian opened his eyes and sat up. Ugh! He stretched with all his might. Crackle! That's right, all the bones in his body were cracking, but Lin Xian was feeling extremely good right now. It was 2F*** King comfortable. Lin Xian, you're awake. Wang Xintong said happily. How long did I sleep for? Only 3 days. Phew, Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Thankfully, it's only 3 days. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief. Holy shit. Lin Xian suddenly sensed something. What's wrong? Lin Xian frowned. Oh my god, is this the heavenly Tao? Lin Xian felt his body become lighter. His perception and everything about him had reached a level he had never felt before. Awesome. It was really awesome. Was this the heavenly Tao? It was no wonder it was so difficult for him to fight a one-star heavenly Tao realm when he was at the Great Void Realm. Only when he reached the heavenly Tao realm did Lin Xian understand. Oh my God, the gap was really huge. It was really a difference of one level. It was like the difference between heaven and earth. He had a feeling that he could destroy a Great Void Realm 10-star with a casual flick of his finger. He really did not understand how he could fight a heavenly Tao realm. The gap was just too huge. Hey, don't be so smug. Windling rolled her eyes. F***K. Smug. Who asked you to be smug? How displeasing. I'm not being smug. I'm just telling you that the gap between the heavenly Tao realm and the Great Void Realm is not trivial. It's just too huge. I don't even know how I defeated that heavenly Tao realm back then. Lin Xian said. How much stronger? Wu Yuhan asked. I don't know. I can't be certain either, but the qualitative change is just too great. Lin Xian. Then, we should work hard to advance to the heavenly Tao realm. How are you now? Very good. Let's go. Sign me up. I'll take you flying. 2 months later, they had reached their 79th consecutive victory. And today, it was their 80th consecutive victory battle. They were fighting rather slowly. The main reason was that Lin Xian was just too awesome. He alone could take everyone flying. However, Lin Xian needed to hold back the opposing Heavenly Tao alone. The remaining Great Void Realm 10th Order Great Void Realm beasts were left to Ling Ying and company. This was because they were not participating in the death arena purely for the rewards. And in the past 2 months, none of them had advanced to the Heavenly Tao realm. It was not that easy to advance to the Heavenly Tao realm. Instead, Murong Yu and Wu Yunuo were close. In the past 2 months, they had already killed several Heavenly Tao realm Fey beasts. Lin Xian had beaten them to the brink of death before they delivered the finishing blow. But even so, they had yet to advance. The Heavenly Tao was not that easy. As for the Storm Battle Team, they were already famous in the surrounding cities of the Fey God Empire. Some people were not gamblers. Some even came to watch the Storm Battle Team's battles. And the Storm Battle Team was also known as one of the cruelest battle teams. Why? Because from the beginning to the end, not a single one of their opponents had survived. Like many other cruel battle teams, there were times when a few of them survived. Of course, that was because they could not kill the Heavenly Tao. The Heavenly Tao could only live. As for Lin Xian and company, if they encountered a Heavenly Tao realm, they would definitely die. As a result, their ferocious reputation spread out. In fact, they were not that ferocious. Their methods of killing were very simple. Some battle teams' experts were cruel when they killed. Today is the Storm Battle Team's 80th consecutive victory. Their opponents will also be opponents with 80th consecutive victories. There will be a qualitative change in quality. And this Storm Battle Team only has one Heavenly Tao. It's still very difficult. That's right. Yesterday, they had a hard time winning against the Apocalypse Battle Team. This time, the difficulty has doubled or even multiplied. There's still something to watch. Let's see who their opponents are. Speaking of which, this Storm Battle Team's captain is the person who attracted the 99 lightning bolts 2 months ago, right? That's right. It's him. It's no wonder his combat strength is outstanding. But his realm is still there. Let's see who their opponents are. Among the crowd, there were a few rather special figures. Without a doubt, they were attracted by Lin Xian. Chapter 1743. A few elders walked into the audience stands from an inconspicuous corner and sat down. Their silence was a stark contrast to the commotion around them. Have you found out who they are? Asked an elder. Yes. They're humans. They're not demons. They're Lin Xian. Oh. He is Lin Xian? That's right, it's Lin Xian. The others are also some of the more famous geniuses of the human race, but they aren't the best. This can be seen from their current realms. The white-haired elder tapped his right hand rhythmically. They are here for training, right? Another elder nodded. Yes, those top geniuses will come to the Fey God Empire for training. However, they are participating in the death arena in such a high-profile manner. They are the first group. Ordinary humans have to keep a low profile when they come to the Fey God Empire. Insolent. However, I like such insolent people. Lin Xian and company are nothing. They can't stir up any waves. Grand Elder, this Lin Xian has already advanced to the Heavenly Dao realm. More than 30 Heavenly Dao experts have died at their hands. They are not to be underestimated. The white-haired elder snorted coldly. He is only at the Heavenly Dao realm at 1 star. His potential is very high, but he is only at 1 star. After the battle, invite him to join our Fey God Temple. If he doesn't agree, kill him. That won't be easy. We cannot take action in Fey Wind City unless they leave Fey Wind City. Otherwise, it would be disrespecting the Blood Qilin clan. After all, these rules were set by the Blood Qilin clan. Yes. Then find an opportunity to take action. Yes, understood. On the other side, a man and woman walked in. Do you know why I brought you here? The middle-aged man said lightly. Behind him was a woman in a white dress and a veil. No. There's a very powerful young fellow here. He can face a Heavenly Dao realm at 1 star. Against a Heavenly Dao realm at 1 star, he can eliminate them in an extremely short period of time. They don't even have a chance to escape, said the man. That's right. It's just a small matter, the woman said indifferently. It's a small matter, but 2 months ago, he was the one who attracted the eye of the Heavenly Dao and 99 bolts of heavenly punishment. The man pointed at Lin Xian, a member of Lin Xian's team. You still don't care? The woman looked up at Lin Xian. We need to pay attention to that. If he can survive, he will be your greatest opponent in the future, and it will be very short because he is a human. The fact that Lin Xian was a human could not be kept a secret. First of all, they had revealed their true faces to the world, and Lin Xian's appearance was rather familiar to the Yao clan. After all, many of the Yao clan's plans had been ruined by Lin Xian, and the Myriad Demon Alliance hated Lin Xian. Secondly, they weren't worried about this in the first place, but because they had become famous, more people knew about them, and there were more real big shots. In the eyes of the real big shots, how could they hide the fact that they were humans? However, this didn't matter too much. Although the Yao race and the human race were extremely hostile, there were still special circumstances. For example, in the human race, some Yao race could live openly. Even if they knew that you were a Yao race, they could still live openly because they might be friends. It was the same for the Yao race. If they knew that you were human, they would kill you if there were no restrictions. However, they wouldn't do so under other circumstances. Moreover, only a few big shots knew that Lin Xian and the others were humans. The others still didn't know. So what? The woman said indifferently. Then I'll tell you something else. More than a year ago, 2 years ago, he went to Mount Tianyao. The woman frowned slightly. I don't know what he did, but I'm sure that his sword and his power came from the Sea of Will at the foot of Mount Tianyao. He's also the only human who went to Mount Tianyao and obtained some kind of power there in all these years. In addition, with the 99 bolts of thunder of heavenly punishment, you should be able to guess what happened. What do you need me to do? Either destroy him or treat him as your greatest opponent. Maybe not now, but definitely in the future. After saying that, the man walked away. The woman stayed behind and stood there in deep thought. Everyone. At this time, the host flew out. Welcome to the Death Corner Arena's duel. Then, without further ado, let's take a look at the information of the next 2 teams. Everyone, please look at the big screen. Shwa, then, the Storm team appeared. Whoosh. In an instant, thunderous applause and deafening cheers rang out. That's right. Our first team is the biggest Dark Horse team this time, the Storm team. Another round of cheers. The Storm team has only been established for 4 months and they have already achieved 79 consecutive victories. Next up is their battle for 80 consecutive victories. They are the fastest team to achieve 79 consecutive victories. Similarly, they are the weakest team to achieve 79 consecutive victories. However, they are not weak. I believe all of you know that, in terms of realm, they have already broken another record. Let's look forward to their performance this time. Then, the big screen flashed. Next up is the expert from the Storm team. They are the Dominating Heavens team. Whoosh. The first second was shock. The second was another round of cheers. It's actually the Dominating Heavens team. TSK, this is going to be a good match. Yeah, the Dominating Heavens team is one of the strongest teams that has the potential to achieve 100 consecutive victories. Especially their lineup. Let's not talk about their lineup. The Dominating Heavens team has 5 Heavens Path members. 1 3-star, 2 2-stars, and 2 1-stars. With this quality, it's only a matter of time before they achieve 90 consecutive victories. As for the Storm team, they have 1 Heavens Path member. That's right. Although the captain of the Storm team is very strong, the Dominating Heavens team is not bad either. Especially their captain, Batian, who is from the Titan Giant Ape race. His bloodline is infinitely close to that of the Phoenix, Dragon, and other bloodlines. He is a 3-star while the captain of the Storm team is only a 1-star. The difference is too big. He has never fought a 3-star opponent before. This is going to be a good match. Next, let's place our bets. Lin Xian and the rest stood there. 80 consecutive victories. Our opponents for this match are probably at least 3 Heavens Path members. Lin Xian. No problem. Leave the Heavens Path to me. As usual, you guys settle the rest. Chapter 1744. Lin Xian knew that this battle wouldn't be simple. However, after reaching the Heavenly Tao realm and experiencing so many battles, he had a certain level of understanding of his own strength. Although the Heavenly Tao was different from the Great Void Realm, the difference in each star was ridiculously huge. The augmentation that Wang Xintong and Zhuge Feng gave him was almost negligible unless they also advanced to the Heavenly Tao realm. However, Lin Xian's strength was there for all to see. His domain was there for all to see. His realm lowered his domain, and a domain that lowered his opponent's cultivation by 3 stars could still lower his opponent's cultivation by 3 stars. However, when Lin Xian reached the Heavenly Tao realm, although his spiritual energy had greatly increased, it wasn't that easy for him to lower his cultivation by 3 stars. It was possible, but the expenditure was too great. Therefore, Lin Xian was more willing to use his newly obtained domain to raise his domain realm and raise his cultivation by 1 star. The bets outside reached a ridiculously high payout rate. Lin Xian's Storm Battle Team had a payout of 130. Ever since they faced the Heavenly Tao Blood Fiend Battle Team as Great Void Realm cultivators, their payout rate had never been high. And this time, from their payout rate, it could be seen that the people outside didn't think highly of Lin Xian's Storm Battle Team, even in such a situation. There was no other way. 1 Heavenly Tao and 5 Heavenly Tao were on completely different levels. Furthermore, the opponent had a 3-star Titan Ape. The people outside were already giving Lin Xian's team a lot of face by not raising their payout rate to a few thousand to 1. Our opponent might be stronger than we imagined. The payout rate is 130. Han Chuxue took a glance and said, "Oh my, we have already won so many times in a row. How can the payout rate be so high? What level is our opponent at?" Feng Ling was also secretly alarmed. Definitely not bad. The difficulty might not be as high as when we met the Blood Fiend Battle Team. We have to be careful. Okay, alright. Outside, the few elders sat there. The gap between these two teams is ridiculously huge. I'm afraid they will fall in this match. The elder from the Demon God Temple said. The white-haired old man nodded. Humph. Not to mention the Titan Giant Ape and the others, even if it was some ordinary Heavenly Tao, he wouldn't have this ability. The human race is a race with weak battle strength. How can it be compared to our demon race? Not to mention a demon with such a high bloodline. But he's killed a lot of, the white-haired old man said disdainfully. That's just because he has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Space can prevent those heavenly axioms from escaping. Most importantly, he has the key factor that can kill the heavenly axioms. Dark fire can break through the powerful defense of the heavenly axioms and cause substantial damage. But so what? Everything comes down to the fact that his opponent wasn't strong enough. Now, his opponent can easily shatter his spatial energy and has an even stronger body and strength. Who does he think he is? He thought that Lin Xian was good, and he thought highly of Lin Xian were two completely different things. In his eyes, he completely looked down on Lin Xian. He only said that he thought Lin Xian was a strong cultivator, and that was it. If you asked him to compare Lin Xian to a strong cultivator of the demon clan, he would completely look down on him. So what if Lin Xian killed the heavenly axiom? What kind of monsters did he kill? They were all very powerful in the eyes of those people, but in his eyes, they were nothing more than low-level demon beasts. For example, the Titan giant ape that Lin Xian was about to meet this time was someone he thought highly of. This was the demon race's bloodline that belonged to the T2 to T1 ranks. His bloodline was T1, and the dragon's bloodlines were T0. The other demon race bloodlines were T3. So what if they could advance to the heavenly axiom? The Titan giant ape's bloodline couldn't be said to be invincible, but it was indeed very strong. In addition, his realm was 2 stars higher than Lin Xian's. That's true. And they have 4 other heavenly axioms. The gap is too big. The 9th Demon God Temple and I are not interested in Lin Xian as a person. He's just a heavenly axiom 1 star. What we are interested in is his special status in the human race. Therefore, if we can get his support, it will be very important for our subsequent plans and operations. The benefits will be great. But if he doesn't agree, then there's no need to keep him. Understood. In another corner, the woman in the white dress and veil sat down. To her, a battle with this gap was very challenging. If he could win, then she would really treat him as a worthy opponent. This should be her limit in the past, right? At this moment, the host outside shouted, "Let's welcome the first team of the day, the Storm Team." "Let's go." Then Lin Xian and the rest walked out amidst cheers. Today, one more person will advance to the heavenly axiom. It should be about time. Lin Xian said amidst the cheers. If we win, it should be about time. If we win, little you advance first. You have more abilities, so advancing first will bring more benefits to the team. Morong Yu nodded. Next, let's welcome the Tyrant Team. Then, 10 people walked up. Tyrant Team, this is awkward. We have met the team with the strongest winning streak in our investigation. Ling Ying said. There should be a heavenly axiom 3-star among them, right? Wu Yuhan asked. Han Chushue replied, Their captain is a heavenly axiom 3-star Titan ape. Among them, there are a total of 5 heavenly axioms. Lin Xian frowned. The pressure was huge. At most, he could defeat 2 heavenly axioms. What was the main problem? It wasn't the heavenly axioms that were difficult to defeat, but some special and powerful abilities. To put it simply, it was similar to their domains or nomological abilities. For example, if someone directly lowered all of his stats, it would be very uncomfortable unless Lin Xian could escape from it. Morong Yu knew that Lin Xian was under immense pressure, and she was the only one among the 9 who had the strength to challenge a heavenly axiom at the cosmic void. The others were very strong, but the gap was too great. It was obvious from Lin Xian from before. Therefore, I can deal with a heavenly axiom 1 star. Morong Yu said to Lin Xian. Are you sure? Morong Yu nodded. Yes. I can only help you hold him back. That's enough. With 1 less heavenly axiom's interference, the pressure on Lin Xian would be greatly reduced. As for Lin Xian, he had no doubts about Morong Yu. She still had many powerful moves that she had yet to use. She had yet to use her 1,000 sealing ice eyes. It was the same for everyone else. Han Chushue and I will hold back a heavenly axiom, said Fengling. All right? Lin Xian nodded. I'll try my best to finish off the other 3 as quickly as possible. The rest of you, quickly finish off the other Great Void Stage 10. If I'm not done, help me. Got it. Then, they walked towards each other. Chapter 1745. Lin Xian looked at the 10 people in front of him. All of them were men. They did not belong to the same race. The one leading them was probably 5 meters tall. His muscles were bulging. The Titan ape race was definitely a strength-type existence. He was not someone the Earth Warbear could compare with. They were 2 completely different levels of existence. This supremacy has long wanted to spar with you. I've finally met you today. Then let us spar. Tai Zhan said as he stared intently at Lin Xian. His tone was filled with disdain. Yes, in his eyes, Lin Xian was indeed not bad, but at the same time, he did not treat him as a match. At the heavenly Tao realm, with a gap of 2 stars, and his confidence in himself, he did not believe that Lin Xian was his match. Most importantly, he had seen Lin Xian in many of Lin Xian's battles. He knew what Lin Xian's abilities were, so he was confident. He wasn't afraid of the fire of darkness. He wasn't afraid of the powerful space either. This was because his realm was 2 stars higher than his. In addition, he was an extremely powerful strength-type existence. Therefore, Lin Xian's space had no effect on him. That spatial seal was something he could easily shatter with a punch. Take the spatial blast for example. With his defensive capabilities, this power could be easily blocked. The gap was just too great. The only thing that gave him a headache was Lin Xian's speed and the flexibility of spatial leaping. However, he wasn't worried because he had an ability that could catch up to Lin Xian. Then forget it. Lin Xian said with a smile. Oh. Are you afraid? No, no, no. You misunderstand. I'm saying that I want to beat all of you. Lin Xian pointed at the 3 bright heavenly Tao, including Tai Zhan. They were taken aback. Ha 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 ha. Then they laughed. What a joke. Ha ha ha. Tai Zhan roared with laughter. Then, let's see what you're capable of. Let's go. Then, they entered the battle map. Let's do as I said before. Little you must be very careful when you face the heavenly Tao. You don't have to think about defeating them. You just need to stall for time. Wait for me to deal with those 3 heavenly Tao. Understood. Then they stepped inside. This map was a volcanic region. The temperature was very high, and the ground was full of cracks. The cracks were filled with magma, and there were even 2 volcanoes in the distance that were emitting black smoke. The whole environment was very depressing and bare. However, although it was barren, there were many places for you to hide. There were all kinds of rocks and small hills. Lin Xian's group of 10 appeared here. In his line of sight, there was no enemy position, because the place was too big. I'm going to look for those 3 heavenly Tao. All of you, be careful. Alright, if I can see the other Great Void Stage cultivators, I'll kill them instantly and save you guys the trouble of wasting your energy. The 9 of you will deal with 2 heavenly Tao cultivators. Morong Yu looked at Lin Xian and said, won't you consume a lot of spiritual power? Lin Xian smiled and said, I'm a heavenly Tao. How much spiritual power can the heavenly Tao consume to deal with a few Great Void Stage 10 stars? Understood. Whoosh. Lin Xian then rushed forward. On the other side, Tai Zhan said to his teammates, leave that Lin Xian to me. You guys can deal with the rest as you wish. Got it. It's just 9 Great Void Stage 10 stars. A man smiled disdainfully. Captain, there's no need for the 9 of us to deal with 9 Great Void Stage 10 stars. If it really doesn't work, why don't we send 2 heavenly Tao cultivators to deal with that Lin Xian with you? Tai Zhan sneered and said, that's not necessary. Do you think I'm afraid of him? At this moment, Lin Xian appeared in front of them. Oh. They looked at Lin Xian. Kid, aren't you a little too arrogant? You dare to come alone? Taizhan sneered and looked at Lin Xian. I'm here to deal with some people. Snap. Lin Xian then snapped his fingers and released the Law of Destruction. When Lin Xian was at the Great Void Stage 10 stars, the effect of the Law of Destruction was negligible. But now, Lin Xian was at the Heavenly Tao realm. The effect of the Law of Destruction on the Great Void Stage 10 stars was explosive. Lin Xian hadn't used it in the previous battles because he wanted to continue preserving his strength. Now, it could be exposed. Furthermore, if it was exposed, others might not know what it was. As Lin Xian snapped his fingers, the 5 Great Void Stage 10 stars spat out a mouthful of blood in unison. Then, they fell straight to the ground and stopped breathing. They were considered lucky because they didn't die in pain at all. What? Upon seeing this scene, the pupils of the 5 Heavenly Tao cultivators suddenly constricted. What was this? How did 5 Great Void Stage 10 stars die without anyone noticing? How did they die? It's true that you can easily crush a Great Void Stage 10 star at the Heavenly Tao realm, but you need to at least take action, right? You need to use a martial technique, right? All sorts of powers, right? It's not like you used spatial explosion. How did you disappear without a trace? This was 2F*** King ridiculous. How is it? Dead. Taizhan's pupils constricted. They died just like that. When the people outside saw this scene, their pupils constricted. What is this? He hasn't revealed his full strength in all the previous battles? Heavens! That's very normal. It's really normal to hold back, but he actually silently killed 5 Great Void Stage 10 stars. How did he do it? What sort of ability is this? Isn't it too powerful? Since it's effective against the Great Void Stage, is it also effective against the Heavenly Tao realm? Or should it at least have a tiny effect? A tiny effect should be there. It's too powerful. See, Grand Elder, what's this? The few people from the 9th Fei Temple were secretly alarmed when they saw this scene. The 9th Fei Temple had been wiped out. It could be considered wiped out. Previously, they had tried to mess with Yi Renbing, but they had been jointly resolved by Lin Xian. However, there were still many remnants. They had probably taken over. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what it is either. Perhaps we can only understand what it is after experiencing it for ourselves. Could it be a spirit artifact? Then, we have to be careful. There's no need to be careful. Let's see if his strength is useful against Heavenly Tao realm existences. If it's useless, why should we be careful? That makes sense. On the other side, the veiled woman pondered slightly when she saw this scene. Many people knew of the destruction laws, but many did not. Many people would not think in this direction, but she knew that many humans had produced people who possessed the creation and destruction laws over the years. Therefore, upon seeing this scene, she thought of the destruction laws. Chapter 1746. The law of destruction possessed such a silent power. It was very fitting. Furthermore, she did not see any spirit artifacts. This person's abilities had once again made her wary. This was definitely not all of his strength and abilities. The more abilities he had, the more powerful his abilities were. She believed that he was more qualified to be her opponent. Kill him or make him her opponent. She needed a choice. Why did she need a choice? This was because she believed that this person, including her master, was very likely the successor chosen by that person from MT Heavenly Demon. It could be understood as a successor. As for that person from MT Heavenly Demon, she held a pivotal position among the Fae, including her faction. Her master's position and faction were also pivotal. The two factions had a grudge that spanned more than 10,000 years. This grudge had been passed down generation after generation without stopping. However, it could be said that it had been many years since the two factions had engaged in an open battle. Now, some of their benefits came from the successor they each chose, the successor who would inherit their personal identity. This successor could be a demon or a human. As for Lin Xian's departure from MT Heavenly Demon, most importantly, Someone had helped him that night when Lin Xian advanced to the heavenly Tao realm. And it was unknown who that person was, but her strength had reached an exaggerated level. It was very likely her. That was why they had their suspicions and noticed Lin Xian. On the battlefield, Tai Zhan was enraged. "You are courting death." Roar. He roared angrily like a bolt from the blue. This angry roar caused the two surrounding volcanoes to erupt. It was obvious how exaggerated it was. Spatial seal. Lin Xian had sealed himself and the three heavenly Tao experts, including Tai Zhan. As for Tai Zhan, he felt as though his dignity had been trampled on. He, a heavenly Tao realm 3-star, was infuriated and wanted to kill Qin Yun. Instead of running, Qin Yun sealed space and sealed himself in it. Wasn't there something wrong with that? Apart from that, he had even sealed his two heavenly Tao realm 2-star teammates. Boom, he charged over and smashed down at Lin Xian's location with a punch. In the blink of an eye, the sky collapsed and the sea roared. And on the other side, Morong Yu and company rushed over and pulled the two 1-star heavenly Tao realm experts to a distant battlefield. They were once again divided into two battlefields. This was the best way for Lin Xian to protect them. It was true that everyone could erupt with greater battle prowess when they were together, but they were at the virtuous realm. It was very dangerous for the virtuous realm to face the heavenly Tao. Even if each of them was not weak, the heavenly Tao was the heavenly Tao. Even Lin Xian found it difficult to fight against an existence at the virtuous realm's 10 stars. The heavenly Tao had a chance to kill them. So, even the heavenly Tao had the chance to kill them, let alone 2-star or even 3-star. Even if they wanted to, Lin Xian wouldn't dare to let 2 stars and 3 stars join the chaotic battle. It was 2F** King scary. One move might even kill someone. At the 1-star heavenly Tao realm, Lin Xian believed that it wouldn't be a problem for 9 people to fight too. What? Were they separated? Is there any meaning to this? This is purely increasing the pressure on both battlefields. A 1-star heavenly Tao realm expert is facing 2 2-stars and 1 3-star. The pressure in this battle is ridiculously high. And on the other side, 9 virtuous realm 10-stars are facing 2 heavenly Tao realm experts. The pressure is also immense. That's right. Tell me, with the 10 of them facing 5 people, the pressure should be less, right? No, it's Lin Xian. He's protecting his teammates. Although the pressure on them is immense, if his virtuous realm teammates face heavenly Tao realm experts at the virtuous realm, it will be extremely dangerous. They can easily insta-kill them. Yes, that makes sense. Then why does he continue teaming up with them? Although they aren't weak, he also rose from the virtuous realm 10 stars. They are probably on the verge of advancing to the heavenly Tao realm. After the dust settled, Lin Xian removed the spatial seal and stood there unscathed. You actually want to use your own strength to fight me and my 2 heavenly Tao realm teammates? Aren't you overestimating yourself? Tai Zhan stared intently at Lin Xian. No. It's not that I'm overestimating myself. It's just that none of you are worthy of my high regard. Lin Xian laughed. Is that so? Tai Zhan had unimaginable strength lingering around him. This kind of power, this kind of aura, should be the strongest that Lin Xian had ever seen, bar none. After all, he was a Titan ape, one of the strongest races in the world. Even Lin Xian could forget about competing with him in strength. However, Lin Xian had no plans on competing with him in strength. Boom, his punch struck Lin Xian's spatial seal barrier. Boom, Lin Xian's barrier shattered immediately. Lin Xian was still somewhat alarmed. The strength was just too great. Typically speaking, Lin Xian was at the 1-star heavenly Tao realm. With his strength, he could face a 3-star heavenly Tao realm expert. This was because his spatial dimension was extremely powerful and pure. Even a 3-star heavenly Tao realm expert could forget about shattering his spatial seal. The Titan giant ape was blasted into smithereens just like that. Upon seeing this scene, Lin Xian no longer had any thoughts of competing with him. Do you think those 9 teammates of yours will be of any use? Do you think your strength is sufficient? Do you think I have no means of dealing with you? Hundredfold gravity. Plop. Lin Xian suddenly knelt to the ground. The gravity around him instantly increased by 100-fold, leaving Lin Xian unable to react in time. Ha ha ha, Tai Zhan roared with laughter. So, how are you going to fight me? In his eyes, Lin Xian was just an ant right now. He couldn't even run fast, so how was he to fight him? Lin Xian smiled. Is this the source of your confidence? Then, Lin Xian slowly stood up. Then, do you know that Spatial Seal can perfectly restrain your increase in gravity? Spatial isolation. Lin Xian's eyes focused. Shua, a burst of space force erupted. Simply put, the increase in gravity was an area, or the area around a person. No matter where one ran, as long as one was within this range, the gravity would increase. However, Lin Xian's spatial seal was directly isolated. He allowed the gravity to be outside, and no matter where he went, the area around him would be normal. Tai Zhan frowned. Attack. Yes. So, then, the three heavenly Dao charged at Lin Xian. Realm Upgrade Domain, activate. Chapter 1747. Lin Xian's realm had been forcefully raised from 1 star to 2 stars. And when Lin Xian's realm reached the 2-star heavenly Dao realm, his strength instantly soared. What was the benefit of having his strength soar? It was that some of the powers Lin Xian used against heavenly Dao's second-stage experts at the same realm would expend less spirit energy. Lin Xian was at the 1 star of the heavenly Dao realm. Releasing a realm-lowering domain against a heavenly Dao realm 2-star or 3-star was completely different from Lin Xian's. Realm reduction domain. Lin Xian's domain could reduce their realm by 3 stars, but Lin Xian would definitely not easily reduce their realm by 3 stars at the heavenly Dao realm. This was because the expenditure was too great. If he failed to end the battle, Lin Xian would be doomed. However, there was nothing wrong with lowering their realm by 1 star. Lin Xian then expended large amounts of spirit energy to lower the realms of the 3 heavenly Dao experts, including Tai Zhan, by 1 star. At the same time, he raised his realm by 1 star. Tai Zhan was reduced to 2 stars while the others were reduced to 1 star. As for Lin Xian, he was at 2 stars. Upon sensing his cultivation level plummet, Tai Zhan's pupils constricted. Why did his realm suddenly drop by 1 star? This drop of 1 star was extremely exaggerated. As for Lin Xian, he was now on par with the strongest realm. What was there to be afraid of? Strength doubled, speed doubled, defense doubled, and psyche doubled. Lin Xian directly activated the strength exchange from the system. Then, Lin Xian swallowed a pill to restore his spiritual energy. Second level of the Paramount Sage Cultivation Technique. The first level of the Paramount Sage Cultivation Technique doubled all his stats, and the second level tripled them. Together with Lin Xian's own laws of creation, as well as the system's doubling, Lin Xian's stats had increased by more than 6 or even 8 times at 2 stars. Tell me, how terrifying was his combat strength? Shua, with holy sword in hand, Lin Xian charged at an expert who had been reduced to 1 star by Lin Xian. Upon sensing the unimaginable strength, the expert's pupils constricted. However, he still charged forward to meet him. He did not believe that this person was much stronger than him. Everything was fake. Shua, when Lin Xian's sword sliced off his arm, he knew he was wrong. Hua, the people who were watching the show revealed looks of shock. What? How did he raise his stats by so much in such a short period of time? That's nearly 10 times, right? His cultivation at the Heavenly Dao realm is at the Heavenly Dao realm. Increase of all stars have been enhanced by nearly 10 times. It's too terrifying. This was too terrifying. Was this his true strength? Is this the strength that he has been hiding all this time? The woman Fawn's furrowed brows knitted together. Lin Xian's was increases strength as well. She obviously knew that this was not a one-stage enhancement. He had used multiple enhancements to achieve this level. However, it must be known that in the martial arts world, there were very few martial arts that could simply double one's attributes. If one could double one's attributes, then it would already be considered very powerful. If one could triple one's attributes, then it was really almost impossible to exist. Much less 5 times. Although she knew that, she also knew that it was extremely draining. Furthermore, such an enhancement was definitely not simple. Therefore, from the looks of it, he was indeed that person's successor. The few elders from the 9th Fei Temple watched Lin Xian's battle with knitted brows. Grand Elder, he's much stronger than we imagined. He's only 1 star at the Heavenly Tao realm, but he suddenly raised his strength to the level of 3 stars. This is unbelievable. 1 star raised his strength by 2 stars. Furthermore, he lowered his opponent's strength. This addition and subtraction is a little exaggerated. The Grand Elder knitted his brows tightly. In fact, he could be considered to have heaved a sigh of relief. If he had not watched today's battle, he might have been in trouble if he killed the punk. Thankfully, he had watched the battle. That also meant that a 3-star Heavenly Tao Realm Warrior would definitely not be able to kill him. A 4-star Heavenly Tao Realm Warrior had a chance, but to ensure it, a 5-star Heavenly Tao Realm Warrior was needed. As for Lin Xian's overall strength, it was roughly at the 3-star Heavenly Tao realm. To be honest, the 1-star gap in the Heavenly Tao realm was just too great. If he wasn't Lin Xian, it would be very difficult for him to cross realms to defeat his opponent. To put it simply, Lin Xian raised his cultivation level by 1 star to the 2-star Heavenly Tao realm. Following that, Lin Xian created laws, doubling his strength. The addition of the Supreme Sage Heart Sutra boosted his stats by nearly 10 times. Even under such circumstances, he only had the strength of a 3-star Heavenly Tao realm expert despite having his stats increased by 10 times at the 2-star Heavenly Tao realm. He might even be at the bottom of the 3-star Heavenly Tao realm experts. This was the difference of 1 star at the Heavenly Tao realm. If he was at the Great Void realm, Lin Xian would have soared to the heavens with his 10-fold increase. And on the other side, Ling Ying and company retreated in defeat. The gap in the Heavenly Tao realm is just too great. Feng Ling shouted. Don't be distracted. Protect everyone. Morong Yu shouted. Got it. Wu Yuhan, Wu Yunuo, slow down a little. I'll provide support. Zhuge Feng said. So, then the two of them returned. Morong Yu frowned slightly. It's useless. Domain, heart erosion. Suddenly, everyone felt an excruciating pain in their hearts. With their hearts in pain, they did not dare make any large movements. Morong Yu landed on the ground. Leave him to me. Hold him back. Following that, Morong Yu's sky-blue eyes shimmered with determination. Domain, judgment. Schwa. Following that, Morong Yu forcefully pulled the expert who had released the heart erosion domain into her domain. She only had one goal. That was to make this person's domain ineffective against everyone outside. This domain was very painful. If the heart hurt, it would be fatal. Furthermore, it was a Heavenly Tao domain. They had no way of escaping it. If they continued fighting under such circumstances, they would die. Therefore, Morong Yu had to forcefully pull him into her domain. You are courting death. The man who was pulled into the domain stared at Morong Yu. Whether he lives or dies is still undetermined. Thousand-sealing ice eyes. Her eyes flowed with coldness as the entire domain was instantly sealed in ice. She did not wish for the outside world to see her thousand-sealing ice eyes for the time being because it was a lethal weapon. With Lin Xian's help, her thousand-sealing ice eyes had already reached the 7th level. There were a total of 9 levels, and her 7th level had already broken the record of thousand-sealing ice eyes. The highest record in history was the 7th level of thousand-sealing ice eyes. That was a 10,000-year-old monster, and she was only in her 20s. She had the chance to touch the most terrifying 9th level of thousand-sealing ice eyes. The freezing of thousand-sealing ice eyes and the freezing of the ice attribute were 2 completely different concepts. Perhaps they looked similar, but in reality, they were not the same. It could be seen that even Heavenly Tao's body was frozen when facing Morong Yu's thousand-sealing ice eyes. But that was it. But most importantly, the thousand-sealing ice eyes were freezing his blood and meridians. Chapter 1748. There was no need to doubt Morong Yu's strength. Her thousand-sealing ice eyes was effective against heavenly Tao realm existences, but it was impossible to use her thousand-sealing ice eyes to resolve a battle. The heavenly Tao realm 1 star had been sealed in ice. That was what it looked like, but all he needed to do was release his powerful heavenly Tao realm strength to escape the ice seal. However, he could sense the coldness in his body. It was a bone-chilling coldness that came from his body. He wanted to move. He could move, but he was a little slow. And why did Morong Yu have the confidence to pull a heavenly Tao realm into her domain? This was because her domain was very powerful to begin with. Domain, tenfold judgment. Morong Yu's domain power was activated. Her tenfold judgment domain was an extremely powerful domain. After the domain was activated, she could forcefully pull a person into her domain. There was a chance of instant death, a chance of serious injuries, a chance of a permanent drop in realm, and a chance of being unharmed. These chances were not fixed. They were related to both parties' realms. The stronger Morong Yu was, the higher the chance of instant death. The greater the gap between her and her opponent, the lower the chances. It was even possible that instant death would not be triggered. However, she was at the Great Void Realm 10 star while her opponent was at the Heavenly Tao Realm 1 star. The gap was rather huge, but despite the huge gap, there was still a chance, albeit a very small one, of instant death. Even if it did not trigger instant death, a permanent drop in realm or serious injuries were enough. Although the chances of him being safe and sound were also quite high, but, after all, there were 3 situations where he would be in trouble, and 1 situation where he would be fine. 3 to 1, even if there was a huge difference in their cultivation levels, no matter what, even if the 3 of them combined together had a probability of triggering any one of them, there should be at least a 30% chance, right? Even if there was nothing going on, her main objective was to stall for time. Shua, a powerful force was condensing. When Morong Yu sensed this power, he knew that he'd successfully triggered it. She was unsure if it was death, serious injuries, or a drop in realm, but she was certain that she had definitely triggered one of them. It was unlikely to be death. This was because for a Great Void Realm 10 star to trigger an instant death buff against a Heavenly Tao Realm 1 star, the chances were probably less than 1%. Poof! The shadow of a sacred sword descended, and the expert immediately spat out a mouthful of blood. What he triggered was a serious injury. Morong Yu let out a long sigh of relief. This time, there shouldn't be too much of a problem. Morong Yu's spiritual power was almost depleted. Shua, the domain disappeared, and they appeared outside. Whoosh! All of a sudden, the entire place was in an uproar. Almost everyone couldn't help but stand up. What? Am I blind? Am I seeing things? The Heavenly Tao was injured? And it looks like he's seriously injured? What kind of monsters are in this team? The Heavenly Tao outside had been suppressed by 8 Great Void Stage cultivators the entire time and had even been injured. The Heavenly Tao that had been pulled into the domain had been severely injured by a Great Void Stage 10-star cultivator? This? I can't accept this. I really can't accept this. On the other side, Lin Xian had successfully severely injured 2 of the monsters that he had reduced to 1 star of the Heavenly Law. Lin Xian possessed formidable combat prowess to begin with, and he had the ability to fight opponents of a higher level than him. Now, with his formidable strength, he had temporarily surpassed the 2 of them in terms of cultivation level. Tell me, wouldn't he severely injure them? The only thing now was that Lin Xian's spiritual power consumption was a bit exaggerated because he kept his realm increasing and his opponent's realm decreasing. He had to end the battle now. That Tai Zhan felt very uncomfortable. He thought that he could restrain Lin Xian's gravitational force, but it was now perfectly restrained by him. Moreover, he didn't have the advantage of realm anymore. His advantage now was strength, formidable strength. However, Lin Xian simply didn't want to compete with him in strength. Do you only know how to run? Tai Zhan roared angrily at Lin Xian. Lin Xian laughed and said, "Then catch me if you have the guts." Next to him, the two heavenly Tao climbed up. Destruction Law. Pua. Just as the two of them got up, they spewed out a mouthful of blood and collapsed to the ground. There was no other way about it. They were only at the 1-star Heavenly Tao realm, while Lin Xian was at the 2-star Heavenly Tao realm. The Destruction Law could easily deal with them, and they couldn't even release their demon god true bodies. And now, Lin Xian was most worried about Tai Zhan's demon god true body. There was a huge price to pay after releasing the demon god true body, but if he didn't use it when he was about to die or lose, it would be abnormal. As for the other two Heavenly Tao, they had already lost the chance to release their demon god true body. Humph. Tai Zhan gritted his teeth. Demon god, true body. Roar. A beam of light shimmered as his figure gradually turned illusory and corporeal. A gigantic figure appeared. Titan ape. It was probably 40 to 50 meters tall. This aura and feeling was on a completely different level. But, no matter what, no matter how strong you become, you are only at the 2-star Heavenly Tao realm. No matter how terrifying you are only at the 2-star level. But it had to be said that the demon god true body released by this fey beast was truly powerful. Roar. An angry roar shook the heavens and earth. The entire ground trembled as lava spewed out of the volcano map. The ground cracked apart. This strength was unimaginable. Even if Lin Xian went all out, he was absolutely unable to compete with him in strength. Tai Zhan roared angrily as he opened his arms. All the sand and lava around the map soared into the sky. Swish. Following that, an unimaginable strength surged towards Lin Xian. What's the use? Lin Xian was momentarily helpless against him, but what was the use? If this move hit Lin Xian would probably be in trouble. However, he couldn't hit him. Spatial separation. Then, Lin Xian separated an independent space at his location. It looked like he was still there, but he was already in another space. The terrifying strength seemed to pass through Lin Xian as it bombarded the surroundings. This was another sublimation of space after Lin Xian reached the Heavenly Tao realm. Beneath the Heavenly Tao, there was no way to use such spatial powers. As the dust settled, Lin Xian's figure had vanished. Where did Lin Xian go? Taking advantage of the chaos, Lin Xian flashed to Ling Ying and company's battlefield. Whoa! The 9 of them nearly destroyed the Heavenly Tao? Destruction Laws. Pua. The 2 Heavenly Tao 1-stars were heavily injured once again. Are you all right? They looked at Lin Xian. I'm fine. I'll settle it quickly. With that said, Lin Xian vanished again. Chapter 1749. On the other side, Tai Zhan learned of his team member's situation. All right. His massive body stood there. Since I can't hit you, I'll kill your team member. He was enraged to the extreme. He would rather fight an opponent a star higher than him. Really, he did not wish to fight an opponent that was like a loach. Alright, since he couldn't hit him, he refused to believe that he wouldn't take action after killing his team member. As for the audience outside, they were all dumbfounded. They could not figure out why the battlefield had suddenly turned into such a state. It was originally a 10 versus 10 situation, but suddenly, 5 Great Void Realm experts died. Then, the other 4 Heavenly Tao Realm experts were heavily injured. They could not even understand why. Why? How were these Heavenly Tao experts so heavily injured? Although some of them saw it with their own eyes, they found it difficult to understand how it was done. It was very strong, but how could it be done to such an extent? It was understandable if one person could do it, but how did the others do it? Whoosh, Ling Ying and company arrived at Lin Xian's battlefield. They were secretly alarmed when they saw the gigantic monster. Oh my God! How were they to fight it? Good. You've delivered yourself to my doorstep. Roar. The gigantic monster roared and charged at them. If there's only one left. Zhuge Feng, replenish my spiritual energy. Lin Xian ordered. Roger that. Then, an array formation condensed beneath Lin Xian. Lin Xian's spiritual energy rapidly recovered. Realm Reduction Domain. Lin Xian activated his Realm Reduction Domain with all his strength. The gigantic monster's realm was reduced to the 1-star Heavenly Dao realm. So, Lin Xian charged forward with his holy sword in hand. Fire of darkness, myriad lightning, heavenly prison. Accompanied by immense strength, Lin Xian stabbed at him. Tai Zhan's fist that was several times bigger than Lin Xian's came hurtling at Lin Xian. But at the instant the two forces collided, there was no visual impact. The gigantic monster's fist did not shatter Lin Xian. Instead, Lin Xian's strength completely blocked it. Then, Lin Xian pierced through his body with his sword. Law of Destruction. Boom. 5 minutes later, the battle ended. Whoosh. Everyone in the hall stood up once again. They were shocked. Team Tyrants had lost. A single Heavenly Law battle team defeated 5 Heavenly Law battle teams? Lin Xian stood there panting. To be honest, they were a tough bunch to beat. If he didn't have so many tricks up his sleeve, he definitely wouldn't have been able to win. If this was a human at the 3 stars Heavenly Dao realm, Lin Xian wouldn't be that difficult to deal with. However, this was a top demon at the 3 stars Heavenly Dao realm. He was difficult to deal with to begin with, and he had even released his demon god true body. It was really hard to fight. Lin Xian had a rough understanding of his own strength. When one's realm reached the Heavenly Dao realm, it was no longer possible to defeat an opponent that was 6 or 7 stars higher. Little Yu, go and deal with them. Prepare to advance to the Heavenly Dao. Alright. Morong Yu then walked over. After slaying all the Heavenly Dao experts, Morong Yu could advance to the Heavenly Dao realm. And they were already prepared to advance to the Heavenly Dao realm. With Lin Xian's example as an example, they began their preparations. Linglong Shui and company also helped with the preparations. Outside, a phenomenon appeared. I'm going to advance. Morong Yu said. Alright, we'll be right there. Then, they left the map and appeared in the outside world. Morong Yu immediately left. The beautiful host flew over. It's too exciting. It's simply too exciting. They have broken the Death Arena's record. With a team with only one 1-star Heavenly Dao Realm expert, they defeated a team with 5 Heavenly Dao Realm experts at the 3 stars Heavenly Dao Realm. They have completed their 80 consecutive victories. Let us remember their team's name, Storm Battle Team. Following that, the entire arena was filled with shouts. Next, let's invite the Grand Elder of the Death Arena to give them the reward for their 80 consecutive victories. At that moment, an elder walked over. He came in front of Lin Xian and company. Congratulations on achieving 80 consecutive victories. I hope that I can see you standing in the 100th battle soon, on the battlefield against the Blood Qilin race. This is your reward. Lin Xian and company received it. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Lin Xian cupped his fists. Then, they walked away. Outside, Morong Yu was advancing to the Heavenly Dao realm. In less than half a month, we should have 3 Heavenly Dao experts among us. Lin Xian said. That's right. I never expected it to be so fast. Win Chim said. Then, shall we continue fighting? Lin Xian shook his head. No. Let's not fight for the time being. It's time for us to train. Every opponent we face in the future will be extremely powerful. The risk is too great. Furthermore, such a disparity in strength will not increase our strength by much. Let's go out and raise our strength. Once we reach a very high standard as a whole, we can finish the remaining 20 battles. All right. With the 98 bolts of lightning striking down, Morong Yu successfully advanced to the Heavenly Dao realm. Heavens! Morong Yu attracted 98 bolts of lightning. This is too exaggerated. Let's go and see how she is. They rushed over. Morong Yu was also covered in blood. Lin Xian directly created a law and released it at her. How is it? Morong Yu slowly shook her head. I might need to recuperate for 2 days. No problem. Let's go. Then, they left. In secret, a few people from the Ninth Fey Temple walked out. Among the 10 of them, there are already 2 at the Heavenly Tao realm. It's time to find an opportunity to take action. It's impossible for them to join the Fey Temple. The Grand Elder nodded. Yes, stay in Fey Wind City for the next few days. Once they leave Fey Wind City, find an opportunity to take action. Will they leave? The Grand Elder nodded. Typically speaking, they will definitely leave Fey Wind City. Every battle after 80 consecutive victories is extremely difficult. There are even some that are stronger than Battle Team Tyrant. And all they have is an additional Heavenly Tao Realm expert. With the difficulty of today's battle, if they are smart, they will definitely choose to temporarily leave Fey Wind City to seek a breakthrough before returning. That's right. That's definitely the case. And the moment they leave Fey Wind City, it will be the time for us to take action. 3 days later, Murong Yu had completely recovered. After advancing to the Heavenly Tao realm, Murong Yu's entire bearing and aura had sublimated. How do I cultivate the 8th level of the 1,000 Sealing Ice Eyes? The first thing Murong Yu did was to find Lin Xian to ask this question. Yes, it just so happens that we can raise your 1,000 Sealing Ice Eyes to the 8th level. It should be convenient. Lin Xian said. Chapter 1750. Lin Xian knew a lot about the 1,000 ice pupils. Of course, the main reason he knew about it was because the medical skill given to him by the system included it. However, Lin Xian only knew about the 8th level. Lin Xian really didn't know how to cultivate the 9th level, which was the last level of the 1,000 ice pupils. From this, it could be seen how terrifying the 1,000 ice pupils was. Lin Xian's medical skill was all kinds of knowledge. He knew about all kinds of physiques, poisons, and medical skills. Anyway, from the beginning until now, he had never encountered anything that the system didn't know about. The 9th level of the 1,000 ice pupils was the first. Lin Xian said, I know how to cultivate the 8th level of the 1,000 ice pupils, but I don't know about the 9th level. It doesn't matter. If I can cultivate to the 8th level, that's enough. As for the 9th level, according to the records, no one in history has ever reached it. I don't know how to reach the 9th level. Anyway, I have a lot of time. I'll slowly figure it out. It's best if I can reach it. Murong Yu said. Lin Xian nodded. 1,000 ice pupils? What's that? Wang Xintong asked curiously. Lin Xian said, yes, it's a kind of divine eye. It's similar to a special physique. It's more like a special ability. The 1,000 ice pupils has a special ability of the ice attribute. It's very powerful. It's a kind of power that comes from the inside out. It has a terrifying range of power that can fight beyond one's level. Murong Yu nodded. In simple terms, it's similar to the ice attribute. However, it's more useful and more direct. It can freeze blood and meridians. That's really strong. Murong Yu nodded. The 1,000 ice pupils should belong to the top of the world's eye-type power. There might be other eyes that could be compared to it, but the 1,000 ice pupils must be among the top. How to reach the 8th level of the 1,000 ice pupils? Murong Yu asked. Soul. Lin Xian said. Soul. Absorbing other people's souls? Murong Yu asked with a frown. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, that's right. A large part of the usage of the 1,000 sealing ice pupils is linked to one's spirit and soul force. If your soul force isn't enough, the 1,000 sealing ice pupils won't be able to enter the next stage. The method of acquiring souls is very limited, and the 1,000 sealing ice pupils just so happen to have the ability to absorb souls. Can the demon clan do the same? Lin Xian nodded. That's right. That's why I said that we can use this opportunity to improve your 1,000 sealing ice eyes. If we join a force and start a war with another force, those who die will become nourishment for your 1,000 sealing ice eyes. Even if we didn't kill them, their souls will be absorbed by your 1,000 sealing ice eyes. With this opportunity, we can save a lot of effort. One had to know that without such an opportunity, how long would it take for them to kill and absorb the souls of their enemies? Even if he encountered a group of demonic beasts, so what if he killed them all? If there was a battlefield with hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts fighting, the number of casualties would be much higher than slowly killing them. Do we need a lot? Murong Yu asked. A lot. It has to do with the strength of the soul. Of course, the higher the realm of the warrior or demonic beast, the more it will be replenished. A conservative estimate is 1,000,000. Everyone drew a cold gasp. That many? Ling Ying's tiny mouth gaped. They were prepared, but they never expected it to be that many. Heavens! 1,000,000. Zhuge Feng swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Isn't that too exaggerated? Lin Xian shook his head. It's not exaggerated. According to what I know, if the Thousand Sealing Ice Eyes reaches the 8th level, or even Little Yuyu's realm, she only needs to be at the Great Void Realm 10 stars to easily defeat any Heavenly Tao Realm 1 star. And 1,000,000 is just a conservative estimate. There might be a lot of Mystic Heaven, domains, laws, Heavenly Venerables, and even Great Void Realm demonic beast souls. If they are all ordinary souls, it might be tens of millions. They sucked in a breath of cold air again. Doesn't that mean that the people who cultivated the Thousand Sealing Ice Eyes in the past, if they harbored evil intentions, they might even massacre city after city? Lin Xian nodded. That's right. After all, it's not realistic to kill so many demons in a short period of time, said Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian looked at Wu Yuhan and Wu Yunuo and said, both of you have the fog of darkness. According to your realm, if the fog of darkness were to be dispersed directly, with the help of the fog of darkness's life-draining powers, it might not take much time as long as the battlefield is large enough. I think it's best we don't expose the fog of darkness. Wu Yunuo said. Lin Xian nodded. That's right. We can't expose it, not yet. Let's expose it after we reach the Heavenly Tao realm. It's best if we can hide it now. Although the people who destroyed the Wu family were dead, the fog of darkness was a powerful force of the 12 fiend celestials. If others learned of it, it was inevitable that other powerful existences would vie for it. For their safety, it was best not to expose the fog of darkness. Then where do we go now? Asked Xiao Xinyue. Little Xintong, how's the investigation? Wang Xintong said, about 3,000 kilometers away in the Demon God Empire, there are two very powerful factions that are locked in battle. If we join one of the factions, it should be possible. There were many benefits to participating in such a large-scale battle between factions. First, they would gain experience. Everyone would gain experience. Furthermore, it would be in such a chaotic battle. In the future, when humans and demons fought, such chaotic battles were unavoidable. It was also a way to accumulate experience ahead of time. Second, they could obtain experience points through large-scale killing of fey beasts, allowing them to quickly advance to the Heavenly Tao realm. Third, the more intense the battle was, the more people died, and the more souls they would obtain. Murong Yu's Thousand Sealing Ice Eyes would also reach the 8th level faster. 3 birds with 1 stone. Alright, everyone, make your preparations. We will set off tonight. Why did it have to be at night? During this period of time, they had killed all their opponents in the death arena. These opponents' clansmen and powerful existences were probably thinking of ways to kill Lin Xian and company for revenge. It was likely that someone could lock onto them when they released their spatial dimension. After all, these people knew that Lin Xian and company had spatial dimensions. Although Lin Xian was a phoenix in the eyes of many, it did not matter if they gave it a try. Understood. Night fell. Lin Xian and company packed everything. Everyone, be prepared to be locked onto and attacked after I release my spatial dimension. Lin Xian said. Got it. Shua, Lin Xian then released his Heavenly Tao realm spatial jump. Chapter 1751. It was indeed the case. When Lin Xian used his Heavenly Tao realm spatial leap, many factions in the city instantly sensed it. As for the 9th Fey God Temple's Grand Elder and the others, they sensed it as well. Are you thinking of using spatial forces to escape? The Grand Elder sneered. Third Elder. Another Elder nodded. We've locked on to him. Are you sure you want to take action? Of course. I didn't stay here for the past few days for nothing. This Lin Xian is an enemy of our Fey God Temple and the Myriad Fey Alliance. The Myriad Fey Alliance has even issued a bounty for Lin Xian's head. Once we kill him, we can head to the Myriad Fey Alliance to receive our rewards. Great Elder, should we spare the lives of those girls? I'm quite fond of them. The other old man licked his lips. If you aren't afraid of death, leave them alive. After all, they aren't that important compared to Lin Xian. Let's go. Swish, then, their figures vanished from their spots. Lin Xian and company appeared in a desolate land of unknown origin. No, it wasn't really a desolate land. They were surrounded by forests. After all, this was the Fey Beast domain. Although there were many factions in the Fey God Empire, including Fey sects and Fey cities, there was still a huge gap between them and humans. Even for humans, there were many places that had yet to be explored. Rainforests, deserts, and even more so for the Fey. These were all considered desolate lands. The moment Lin Xian and the others landed on the ground, an even more powerful spatial energy sealed off their surroundings. Lin Xian and company's pupils constricted. No good. To be honest, this was something Lin Xian never expected. Lin Xian imagined that they would encounter very powerful people after coming out. They might even encounter spatial experts. Although there were very few Fey experts who could use spatial artifacts, they still had powerful spatial artifacts. The strength of this spatial dimension was something that all of them were top experts. They could sense that this was the strongest spatial dimension they had ever felt in their lives. I'm afraid it will be very difficult to crack this space without reaching the Heavenly Tao realm at 5 stars, right? Wu Yunuo frowned. Damn it! Lin Xian clenched his fists. These people were really shameless. They were just waiting for him. Was it necessary? However, according to what Lin Xian knew, the strongest force behind them should be the Titan Giant Ape. But did the Titan Giant Ape have such a spatial spirit artifact? But there was nothing they could do about it. Even if they sneaked out quietly, there were probably countless experts in the entire Monster Wind City watching them in secret. How could they possibly sneak out? Even if they did, they would definitely be discovered. Ha ha ha. A loud laugh rang out, and then 5 figures appeared in this space. Shua, Lin Xian and the rest immediately took out their spirit artifacts, and a powerful energy began to swirl around them. Humph. Do you still want to resist? With just you guys? A human trash whose highest realm is the 1-star Heavenly Tao realm. The first elder's eyes narrowed. Lin Xian frowned. Lin Xian knew that it was impossible to keep the fact that he was a human a secret for too long, but only those who knew Lin Xian would know. Therefore, they knew him. You know me? Lin Xian's eyes narrowed as he asked. Lin Xian. I know you. He was actually able to call out his name. Therefore, he was Demon God Temple or Myriad Demon Alliance. Lin Xian asked. To be honest, this was something Lin Xian never expected. They were from either the Demon God Temple or the Myriad Demon Alliance. While Lin Xian was away, the overall strength of the Demon God Temple had been replenished. Many top experts of the Demon Clan had joined the Demon God Temple. Even more powerful experts of the Myriad Demon Alliance had joined the Demon God Temple. The 9th Demon God Temple. The 9th Demon God Temple. Lin Xian frowned. Wasn't it nearly wiped out by me? Heh heh heh, that bunch of good-for-nothings have long been eliminated. I've now taken over the 9th Demon God Temple and have become an even stronger demon god to lead you. The first elder sneered. Heh heh heh. Lin Xian laughed and said, You speak as though you are the lord of the 9th Demon God Temple. You are probably just an employee. Upon hearing Lin Xian's words, the first elder's eyes narrowed. You are still being stubborn even at death's door. Lin Xian's eye of cave spirit swept across the 5 of them. It was King ridiculous. 5 people, 5 Heavenly Tao realm 5 stars. Heavenly Tao Realm 5 stars. Could it be any more ridiculous? To deal with them, 5 Heavenly Tao Realm 5 stars had been mobilized. Only Yi Renbing, Linglong Shui, and Huang Shi could fight such Heavenly Tao Realm 5 stars. Their realms might not be at the Heavenly Tao Realm 5 stars, but their combat strength and bloodlines were powerful. As for Lin Xian, he believed that he had no chance. Even though he had improved greatly against 5, he might be able to give it a try if it was just one Heavenly Tao Realm 5 star. But 5? He really couldn't do it. Are you in great despair? There's no need for you to think of a solution. In front of absolute strength, any solution is useless. The first elder slowly raised his hand as a powerful force surged at Lin Xian. Lin Xian and company instantly released their strength to withstand the strike. Bang! Could they withstand it? They couldn't. At the instant the strength erupted, they were sent flying. But thankfully, they weren't seriously injured. Lin Xian's only solution was to break through the spatial barrier and escape. Even if he escaped, they could still pursue him through space, but that was the only way to survive. However, the spatial barrier's strength was just too powerful. Lin Xian would probably find it difficult. Do it. Kill this Lin Xian first. Make sure he's dead. The first elder said. Raja. Whoosh. They rushed over. Realm increased domain, realm decreased domain, open. In an instant, Lin Xian's spiritual force was almost drained. However, the moment they rushed over, just as Lin Xian and the others were about to fight to the death, a beam of white light suddenly broke through the darkness of the night. It pierced through the barrier and blocked in front of Lin Xian and the others. Ah! 4 screams sounded, and then the 4 Heavenly Tao Realm 5 stars were sent flying. One of them even tried to get up from the ground, but couldn't get up anymore. Who is it? The first elder's pupils constricted. Lin Xian is standing there. White light. It's Xue Qilin. Xue Qilin came to save him again. It must be Xue Qilin. The white light dissipated. Standing in front of Lin Xian and company was a noble woman wearing a white dress and a veil, with a perfect temperament and a perfect figure. 3 breaths of time. Scram. Her cold voice sounded like it came from the void. Gulp. The first elder ran away, not daring to say a word. Everyone was dumbfounded. This? Chapter 1752. Lin Xian, Murong Yu, and the others were all stunned in place. To be honest, this is the most desperate predicament that Lin Xian has ever encountered. It is also because of this that Lin Xian will probably keep a low profile in the future. Because he knows that if he is targeted by such a powerhouse, then there is really no way around it, there is no chance of survival. And the forces of the monster race are really strong, stronger than Lin Xian imagined. He really can't underestimate them. In the past, Lin Xian believed that the forces of the monster race, the Myriad Monster Alliance, and the Monster God Temple were like this. After all, he has come into contact with them, and he felt that it was really like this. But as Lin Xian advanced to the Heavenly Tao realm, he discovered that it really isn't that simple. When he reached the Heavenly Tao realm, another veil of the world was taken off. It's too wonderful, and too dangerous. He is still not strong enough. Heavens! Instead, after advancing to the Heavenly Tao realm, Lin Xian felt that his strength was not enough. It can't be helped. After Lin Xian advanced to the Heavenly Tao realm, he began to come into contact with a level that he couldn't even imagine in the virtuous virtual realm. And tonight, if not for Xue Qilin, Lin Xian knew that something would have happened to them. The woman looked sideways at Lin Xian and company, and then walked away. Hey! Lin Xian called out to her. Who the hell are you? Why do you help me again and again? I want to know why, or can we sit down and talk for a while? Ding! Congratulations on triggering the mission. Successfully confessed to Mu Qianshuang. Mission reward. Open the Ultimate System Shopping Mall. Mission punishment. Machine explosion. Mission time limit. 3 months. The current mission has been forcibly accepted. Lin Xian. Oh my. How long has it been since this silly system triggered a new mission? It was triggered just like that. Then why wasn't it triggered when I saw her before? Is it because she came in the form of a little Xue Qilin before? So it wasn't triggered? Lin Xian saw the system's reward. The ultimate system shopping mall. Did this mean that the Adonis system was about to reach its end? That might not be the case. The system store was the last reward, but it did not mean that it was the last reward. Lin Xian really misunderstood. She is not Xue Qilin. But why would Lin Xian misunderstand? First, in his mind, although Xue Qilin is small, but Lin Xian has always thought that she is a beauty. Now, although Lin Xian didn't know what this girl looked like, Lin Xian was sure that she was definitely a beauty. Since the mission had been triggered, there was nothing wrong with it. Another reason is that Lin Xian saw her white power. This light. Isn't the light of Xue Qilin's power also white? Besides, apart from Xue Qilin, who else would Lin Xian save her? Mu Qian Shuang frowned. Was there something wrong with this person? Saving him again and again? She didn't. Why did she save Lin Xian? She simply thought that he would become a strong opponent in the future. She didn't want Lin Xian to die. Whoosh. Then she disappeared. Lin Xian stood there. Why didn't she say a word to me? Why? Even if she didn't explain anything, they could at least talk. To be honest, Lin Xian was very grateful to Xue Qilin. If it wasn't for her several times, Lin Xian might have really died. Most importantly, she seemed to have been secretly protecting him. But why? Lin Xian wanted to know. Even if he didn't know, Lin Xian still wanted to be friends with her. Bah! She really wasn't that kind of person. Although the mission had been triggered, but Lin Xian might be more grateful to her. Lin Xian, who is she? Ling Ying came over and asked. Lin Xian sighed. She's a friend of mine. It's just that we've never spoken a word. Lin Xian. Ah. Hearing Lin Xian's words, they were all taken aback. They hadn't come out of their emotions just now, and they were stunned. They were friends, but they hadn't spoken a word. But she saved him? How strange. Lin Xian looked at Ling Ying and said, It's just that, when we were training at Tianhua Academy, didn't we encounter a demonic beast? Ling Ying. F***ck. Thinking of this, she panicked. At that time, Lin Xian saved everyone. Later, she went to check on Lin Xian's situation. Lin Xian lost his mind and raped her. It was that time. How could she forget? She saved me at that time. Then Lin Xian said, in fact, without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. Then she's really your benefactor. But why doesn't she talk to you? Lin Xian shook his head. I don't know either. I only feel that she has been secretly protecting me. Even the 99th bolt of heavenly lightning that helped me advance to the heavenly Tao realm was done by her. If not for her, I would have been doomed. Who is she? Xue Qilin. Xue Qilin? I've never heard of her. Lin Xian said, She does exist, but she's very rare. But she's very strong. Alas, I don't know why she's like this. Lin Xian sighed. You want to find her, but you don't know where to find her. Lin Xian really misunderstood. Xue Qilin has indeed been protecting Lin Xian, or helped Lin Xian many times. But this isn't Xue Qilin. Just like that, the big mistake was made. In short, she's a good friend. She's a good friend. Unfortunately, I didn't even have a chance to say thank you to her. Lin Xian sighed. It's okay, there will always be a chance. Han Chuxue said softly. Lin Xian nodded. I know. Maybe it's because I'm too weak. Then what realm is she in? Windling said, to casually injure a Heavenly Tao Realm 5-star, she's probably at least a Heavenly Tao Realm 7-star. Doesn't that mean that she's almost at the peak of the continent? But why? An existence almost at the peak of the continent, she saved Lin Xian. Then there must be a reason for her to save Lin Xian. They looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders. How would I know? To be honest, when I met her for the first time, she inexplicably helped me. I wonder if I saved her in my previous life. That's impossible. She may have lived for tens of thousands of years. Even 100 lifetimes isn't enough for you. Lin Xian smiled helplessly. Okay. Let's go. Otherwise, more people will come later. Okay. Lin Xian erupted with the power of a heavenly Dao realm 5-star. There were still some people who wanted to kill Lin Xian, so they stopped. Now that a heavenly Dao realm 5-star person came to kill them, how could they survive? They definitely couldn't. Therefore, they didn't come. Then, Lin Xian and company went to their destination. A place that might be very powerful but very chaotic. Chapter 1753. A day later, they arrived at their destination. When Lin Xian and the others appeared nearby, they could see how chaotic this place was. Many of the places they passed by were filled with traces of battle. There were deep pits everywhere, and some places even had flames that had not completely dissipated. Wang Xintong said, "The fiercest fight here is between the Monarch Heavenly Python clan and the Azure Poison Python clan. Which one should we join?" When they arrived here, very few people knew about them. It was a new place for them. After all, the general network of the Devil race was not developed, and this place was nearly 2,000 kilometers away from Devil Wind City. Both are fine. We are not looking for a particular force to win anyway. It's fine as long as they can fight. The bigger the scale, the better. Lin Xian said. The Devil God Empire was a particularly large force. There was no emperor in the empire. There were a total of 18 Devil God forces. The Azure Poisonous Python and the Emperor Sky Python were two of them. Each of them controlled the area between several cities in the Devil God Empire. Those were all under their jurisdiction and territory. In addition, there were many Devil race sects in the Devil God Empire. They were similar to sections. Some of these sects were not weaker than the 18 Devil God forces. Some were even stronger than them. It was just that these Devil race sects only controlled their own territory. They did not compete with other Devil race forces for control of the major cities. As for who was the strongest in the Devil God Empire, in fact, there was no strongest. It was relatively balanced here. A colossus like the Blood Kirin clan was also in the Devil God Empire. However, they only controlled their own territory. They did not have the intention of conquering the entire Devil God Empire. The entire Devil God Empire was not under the jurisdiction of the Myriad Devil Alliance. Perhaps many forces had joined the Myriad Devil Alliance. Perhaps the Devil race of the Devil God Empire would contribute a lot to the war between the humans and the Devil race. However, the Devil God Empire and the Myriad Devil Alliance were on two different sides. The main reason was that the Myriad Devil Alliance did not have the ability to rule the Devil God Empire. Otherwise, why would they want to? The overall situation of the Fey God Empire was a bit like an ancient situation. Or rather, it was like a fantasy world. There were cities, clans, and sections. However, it was normal for there to be constant battles. Not to mention these 18 forces, there were also many battles between the major sects in the Demon God Empire. Which power does this city belong to? Lin Xian asked as he looked ahead. I should be investigating the territory of the Azure Venomous Python. Then let's see how we can join them. Lin Xian. It's definitely easy to join them. If someone comes to fight for them, they'll be laughing. Ling Ying mumbled as he chewed on his lollipop. Then let's go in. There were quite a lot of people in this city. Now that they were in the Demon God Empire, they didn't feel out of place at all. Even if someone told them that they were from the human race, they wouldn't suspect anything. They basically had everything that a city should have. When Lin Xian and the rest walked in, they instantly attracted the attention of all the passers-by. There was no choice. Morong Yu and the rest were 8 beautiful girls. If one of them walked on the street, it would attract attention. 8 of them. Who could stand it? Young master, look. A blue-haired man looked over. When he saw Morong Yu and the rest, he swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Then he directly pushed the woman in his arms away. Seems like they came from somewhere else. The blue-haired man tidied his clothes. Young master, do you want to go over and chat them up? Lao smiled and said, of course. These kinds of girls are hard to come by, not to mention so many of them. But there are 2 men with them. So what? Don't tell me these 8 beautiful girls are the 2 men's women? Even if they are, I'll kill them all. Then won't they all belong to me? Lao twisted his neck. But what if their identities are not simple? Yes, we have to pay attention to this. Bang! At this moment, a man directly flew out and smashed the road in front of him, creating a huge pit. This demon clan is really more shameless than some hooligans. Asking for a beating. Fong Ling clapped her hands. Keep a low profile. Zhuge Feng said. Keep a low profile? I won't. Fong Ling was not happy. Swoosh! A sword flew out. Lin Xian directly let the sword pierce through the man's head. Then Lin Xian stretched out his hand and the sword disappeared. He breathed his last. Keep a low profile? Why do we have to keep a low profile? Lin Xian smiled and said. I say, aren't we going to join them? Is there anything wrong with that? Zhuge Feng said. Compared to joining them, what's more important is to start a battle between the Azure Venomous Python and the Emperor Sky Python. It doesn't matter whether we join them or not. I think when the battle starts, no one will notice us even if we casually enter the battlefield, right? That's true. We don't have to join any force. When they fight, we can just go in and kill them. Lin Xian nodded. So, we have to make them fight. Little Xintong, didn't you say that a trusted force of the Azure Venomous Python clan lives in Duling City? Wang Xintong nodded. Yes, she's the same type of relative as my 8th aunt and 7th aunt. What if we were sent by the Emperor Sky Python to kill them? Lin Xian smiled. You're too evil. Han Chuxue said. Lin Xian said with a smile, this is called strategy. Let's go. Someone should come to catch us. Killing people in the city was a violation of the rules. Someone would definitely come to arrest them. Their next plan was to walk those people around the city like dogs and pretend that they had shaken them off. They would then find an opportunity to make a move on the trusted aid of the Azure Venomous Python clan. It would be best if they could kill some key figures and accidentally reveal that they were from the Emperor Sky Python clan. That would be enough. If that was not enough, wasn't there another city, and another city after that? Instead of joining them and waiting for the 2 forces to fight, it was better to force them to fight. Moreover, they had to be high profile and let the demon race know who they were and what they were here for. In this way, even if the Azure Venomous Python clan had some concerns, it was time for them to take action. Chapter 1754. With Lin Xian's friendly help, the relationship between the Azure Venomous Python clan and the Emperor Heavenly Python clan improved again. The communication between the 2 clans also became more frequent. However, what the hell? Weren't the 2 clans fighting fiercely before? Why are they being so restrained recently? So many of the Azure Venomous Python's men have been killed, and it was revealed that the Emperor Heavenly Python was the culprit. Even if they have communicated with each other before, with their previous conflicts, they should still fight. Why is the Azure Venomous Python only sending a group of envoys to seek an explanation? Could it be that they already suspect that someone is trying to sow discord between them? Zhuge Feng said, I think that even if they are suspicious, they still have to fight. After all, the hatred between them is already so deep. There's really no need to send a group of envoys over. Why don't we quietly eliminate their group of envoys, and then pretend to be the Azure Venomous Python's group of envoys? This way we can completely control the conflict between them. Feng Ling said. I think it's feasible. We've already come this far. In for a penny, in for a pound. If we do this, they will probably start fighting tomorrow. Ling Ying also nodded and said. Morongyu pondered and said, I think it's still worth discussing. What do you mean? Lin Xian looked over. According to the information we've gathered, the two clans are not so peaceful. Under normal circumstances, they would have already fought. However, the Azure Venomous Python clan, who has the upper hand, is not. I think there might be a conspiracy behind this. A conspiracy against us. Morongyu said, it's just a feeling. It might be against us, or it might be against others. I think we should wait and see. I also think it's best to wait and see. There must be something fishy about this. Xiao Xinyue said. Alright. Then we'll wait and see. Just as he had expected. Fortunately, Lin Xian and the others didn't make a move. The Azure Venom Python had communicated with the Monarch Sky Python on this matter. It was originally believed that it would only send ordinary experts, but in fact, the emissary group sent was made up of Heavenly Dao Realm 5-star experts. They took advantage of this matter to find an opportunity to come into close contact with the Monarch Sky Python. They immediately attacked, leaving the Monarch Sky Python at a loss as to what to do. Ha ha ha. Among the Azure Venomous Python's forces, an old man with a flushed face laughed heartily. He held a wine cup in his hand, and there were over 100 top experts sitting around him. It seemed like they were organizing a celebratory feast. A group of beautiful women were singing and dancing there. Ha ha ha, cheers, everyone. The old man shouted with a smile. Ha ha ha, great elder, this is a brilliant plan. I reckon the Emperor Sky Python is already gnashing its teeth in anger. This time, we only sent out a dozen people, but we killed several of their Heavenly Dao. The loss of the Heavenly Dao is no less than a battle with hundreds of thousands of people. They must be furious now, ha ha ha. Those people did not seem to be unhappy that some of their relatives had been slaughtered. They were indeed not too angry that their relatives had been slaughtered because they were of the same race. They might have some relations, but as long as they were not too close, they did not mind. Instead, they were very excited. Normally speaking, there would be a lot of casualties when both sides sent out hundreds of thousands of people to battle each other. However, it was almost impossible for Heavenly Dao Realm experts to fall. Furthermore, they had gone with the flow and killed several Heavenly Dao experts because of this matter. This was no less than the loss of hundreds of thousands of people in a battle. Of course, they were excited. Furthermore, if this matter were to spread, they would appear as if they were seeking revenge in the eyes of the world. It would not affect their reputation and image. The Monarch Heavenly Python clan is underestimating me. Come, let's drink. But Great Elder, this sovereign will have to say something that is out of place. Another old man said, what do you think is the motive of the people who targeted and assassinated the trusted aides of our Azure Venomous Python race in the various cities? That's right. They are clearly not from the Emperor Sky Python race. Clearly impossible? That might not be the case. The Great Elder said. Oh. Let me ask you all, why are they provoking us like this? They exchanged looks. It's naturally not to weaken our Azure Venomous Python race's strength. After all, they only killed the average clansman. An old man said. That's right. Why did they deliberately expose their identities? They want to let the world know how disgusting the Emperor Heavenly Python clan is to us. If not, what's the point of assassinating such weak clansmen? The Great Elder said. But, why didn't they admit that they were the ones who did it? Logically speaking, after succeeding so many times, they would definitely show off in front of us. However, they refuted that they were the ones who did it. That's right. This doesn't match their style of doing things. Our two races have been at war for so many years. They would probably be showing off to death. The Great Elder slammed the table angrily. Everyone fell silent. A victory is a victory. Why are there so many whys? Don't tell me you think this is a conspiracy of the Emperor Sky Python race? Don't tell me you think they are willing to exchange the lives of several Heaven's Path for the success of some conspiracy? They were all speechless. Many things seem bizarre, but in fact, there are often very simple explanations. After drinking this wine, all of you gather all the major forces, sects, clans, and families under your command at the Plenilune Plain. After this incident, I think the Emperor Sky Python race is going to make a move. Yes. Obviously, after being slapped in the face like this, coupled with their own hatred, it would be inexcusable if they did not make a move. Early the next morning, Lin Xian and the others came out of the room and saw people from all over the city gathering at the same place. It seems like the battle has started, Lin Xian said with uncertainty. Let's go and take a look. Then, they followed after him. Everyone in the city had gathered at the open space in front of a huge sect. Lin Xian and the others raised their heads to look at the huge sect. This kind of sect could not be seen in the human race because there were no sects in the human race. They only had academies. A sect was a place that people yearned for. Moreover, one could even be nurtured here. The Azure Sect. Lin Xian glanced at it. Could this be the Azure Venomous Python Sect? It should be. Chapter 1755. Countless people had gathered together from all directions, from all over the place. All of them were in human form. So many people. There should be more than 100,000 of them. Lin Xian and the rest stood behind. There should be. It seems like the war is about to start. It's finally about to start. They had wasted 2 days here. Of course, if they didn't do this, they might not have fought for a few months. This was a matter of luck because both sides couldn't do anything to each other. What's the point of fighting? Perhaps one side would suddenly have a whim and launch an attack. Although large-scale battles weren't common, small-scale battles between the two clans would still happen every day. There might be more than 10 battles. Then, the 10 of them walked over and joined the crowd. No one knew who they were. With so many people, they couldn't attract too much attention. From now on, they were one of them. They could also become a member of any side. Everyone, the Emperor Sky Python has once again gathered an army in the Plenilune Plain. This time, it will be a rare large-scale battle between our two forces. Next, I want you to use 6 hours to gather all of your forces in the Plenilune Plain. I want to see 1 million people in 6 hours. The old man shouted. Yes. They responded one after another. Good. Those who are free now, go to the Plenilune Plain and prepare for battle. Understood. Lin Xian and the rest looked at each other. The battle was finally about to start. Let's go too. Okay. Then, they gathered in the Plenilune Plain. It was very spacious, but it definitely wasn't that simple. In such a big place, a large-scale battle was indeed very exciting. The few girls were also slightly disguised by Lin Xian with the law of creation. They looked ordinary except for their temperament. More and more people gathered here. They could see that far, far away, dust filled the sky. Clearly, there were countless experts gathered there. In the beginning, it was only humans. Later, many demonic beasts came. Even the demonic beasts that hadn't transformed yet came. After all, these demonic beasts were also a part of their powerful combat strength. Wow, we're taking off now. Lin Xian smirked. Just the Azure Venomous Python alone has gathered close to 1 million demonic beast experts and demonic beasts. The Emperor Sky Python is probably the same. With close to 2 million demonic beasts fighting a few more battles, little Yu, you will be able to advance in rank. Morong Yu nodded. She was also a little happy because if this didn't happen, she wouldn't have been able to reach the 8th level of her 1,000 ice pupils if she was still in the human race. Lin Xian then said, You can fight however you want. Little Ling Ling. Follow little Yu. Aside from fighting, she needs to spend energy to absorb souls. You have the space, so you can protect her. Wind Chimes glanced at Lin Xian. You're so disgusting. Although she was used to Lin Xian calling her little Yu, little Chushue, and little Yingying, she couldn't stand it when he suddenly called her little Lingling. Then, Wind Chimes mumbled, Got it. Yeah. As for the others, form a team of 2 at the very least. Watch over them the entire time. It's best if those with life preservation means are with one who isn't. If anything happens, escape immediately. Reorganize yourself before entering. Got it. Time slowly passed as the Emperor Sky Python race walked over in a dark mass. Above the void, there were hundreds of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of experts standing there. They nearly blotted out the sky. Schwa, on the other side, countless experts from the Azure Venomous Python faction also leaped into the void. Ha ha ha, the Azure Venomous Python's Grand Elder roared with laughter. Lin Xian could not see the Grand Elder's cultivation level clearly. Lin Xian's eye of spiritual insight could see warriors 5 stars higher than him. For Lin Xian to not be able to see it clearly meant that the Grand Elder's cultivation level was at least Heavenly Dao Realm 7 stars. Oh my goodness! But then again, this was the Grand Elder, one of the 18 demon god factions in the entire Fiend God Empire. There was nothing wrong with him being at Heavenly Dao Realm 7 stars. But what Lin Xian didn't know was that this was the first time the Azure Venomous Python and Emperor Sky Python factions had sent such a formidable existence to participate in the battle. This was the first time both sides had Heavenly Dao Realm 7 stars experts. I say, old Tianing, this old man really doesn't get it. Why do you have the guts to attack first? Ha ha ha, the Azure Venomous Python Grand Elder roared with laughter, his tone full of ridicule. Heh, defeated opponent, this old man doesn't get it either. Why do you dare to stand in front of this old man again? Is it because of your shamelessness? Defeated opponent? I say, old Tianing, you're really shameless. Back then, it took 2 people to beat this old man, but this old man has already lost to you? Ha ha ha. The Grand Elder roared with laughter again. Humph. What nonsense are you spouting? Won't we find out soon enough if you're really defeated by this old man? Schwa. Lightning suddenly flashed in the air. The Grand Elder's eyes narrowed as well. This old man has been waiting for you for a long time. Whoosh. The 2 Heavenly Dao Realm 7 stars charged into the air and began to fight. In fact, for Lin Xian and company, participating in such a war had another benefit. It was that they could encounter very powerful existences. Heavenly Dao Realm 5 stars, 6 stars, or even 7 stars. For example, there were now 2 Heavenly Dao Realm 7 stars. Then they would have a rough idea of the strength of martial artists at this level. As the 2 peak existences began to fight, the battle below soon began as well. Charge for this sovereign. Kill them all. Charge. Once we kill them, the entire Monarch Sky Python's faction will have the opportunity to become our faction. Kill. In the blink of an eye, 2 million people charged towards each other, and the entire place fell into complete chaos. Lin Xian said to the people beside him, "Group up in pairs. Don't show any mercy. There aren't many people here who will pay special attention to us. Kill as many as you can. Xiao Yu, Han, use your fog of darkness if you want to, but it's best if you don't get discovered." Roger that. Whoosh. Then, the 10 of them joined the battle. The 10 of them weren't too eye-catching in the midst of an army of 2 million. But to be honest, Lin Xian and Murong Yu were rather eye-catching. After all, even with an army of 2 million, the number of Heavenly Dao Realm experts on both sides was limited. How could there be more than 1,000 Heavenly Dao Realm experts in total? Regardless, as long as they were at the Heavenly Dao Realm, they would be eye-catching. As for Murong Yu, she killed ruthlessly. Chapter 1756. Murong Yu's 1,000-ceiling ice eyes was perfectly suited for such a battlefield, just like Wu Yuhan and Wu Yunua's dark mist. It had a huge range and super-destructive power. And Murong Yu had also released the power of her 1,000-ceiling ice eyes. Most importantly, in such a chaotic battlefield, as long as she didn't release her 1,000-ceiling ice eyes too horrifying, it wouldn't attract too much attention. As everyone was fighting passionately, all kinds of wind, fire, and lightning crackled. There was no lack of powerful forces, so Murong Yu's release didn't attract too much attention. Many people didn't even know who released it. What was the most satisfying thing? For Lin Xian and the rest, they didn't have to think about only attacking the monarch Heavenly Python clan. They could also attack the Azure Venom Pythons. After all, they would attack whoever they could. They were here to train and level up, not to help any side. Time slowly passed. Such a large-scale chaotic battle would probably take a very long time. Lin Xian had just finished off a great virtual realm 10-star. As for Lin Xian, he did not focus on the Heavenly Dao realm. This was because killing a Heavenly Dao realm expert required a lot of effort. Furthermore, it would attract attention. Therefore, Lin Xian's basic goal was to reach the upper levels of the Great Void Realm. Lin Xian had killed a few Monarch Heavenly Python factions' great virtual realm experts. A few Monarch Heavenly Python faction experts appeared behind him. After all, Lin Xian had killed quite a number of people, so they had noticed him. Then, Lin Xian killed a few Azure Venom Pythons beside him with a flip of his hand. Those experts who were about to attack Lin Xian were stunned. Huh? What was the meaning of this? After killing the Monarch Heavenly Python factions experts, he killed the Azure Venom Python factions experts? No, was there a third faction? That was strange. Should he make a move? Thinking about it, they decided not to. Let's see how the situation goes. A day and night passed. Lin Xian and company rested countless times and killed countless people. Both sides simultaneously entered a period of rest and reorganization. Both sides took a step back and settled down to rest and recuperate far away from each other. Lin Xian and the others sat together. How is it? Lin Xian asked. They were also covered in blood, but most of it was the enemy's blood. Very efficient, Xiao Xinyu said. While they increased their experience, Murongyu increased her 1,000 sealing ice pupils. Their efficiency was simply unparalleled. Just like that, they stayed on the battlefield for a month. It had been half a year since they left the human race. In the past month, Wu Yunuo had also advanced to the Heavenly Dao realm. Out of the 10 people, 3 of them had advanced to the Heavenly Dao, and it had already been close to half a year. Murongyu's 1,000 ice pupils was already on the verge of breaking through to the 8th level. That night, they gathered in a city. Should we continue to kill? Ling Ying asked while eating a lollipop. What do you guys think? Lin Xian asked. This was because their main goal in coming here was to advance to the Heavenly Dao realm. Now, 3 of them had already advanced, leaving 7 people behind. If they were to forcefully continue fighting on the battlefield, it was impossible for all of them to advance in half a year. Most importantly, these factions had already fought enough over the past month. It was likely that they would enter a period of truce. Over the past month, we have been constantly moving between the various factions, constantly participating in the battles between the various factions, grinding monsters, and raising our strength. However, I feel that such methods are already rather limited. This is because whether they fight or not does not depend on us. And if we were to forcefully think of a way to make them fight, it won't be easy. Murongyu's 1,000 sealing ice pupils is about to advance, so our goal is nearly achieved. Zhuge Ling nodded. Zhuge Feng nodded. I think it's time for another one. Lin Xian, you're the captain. What do you think? But, what else is there? Lin Xian thought for a moment. Why don't we split up? Wu Yunuo said. Huh? There's still half a year. Let's split up into 5 groups. 5 months later, we will gather at Fei Wind City and fight in the death arena. After a month, we will return to the human race. Lin Xian stroked his chin. But that's too dangerous. That's why it's called training. After all, those people before us did not form a team. Zhuge Feng said, I agree with that, but everyone has to know that our situation is much more dangerous than those people. They then looked at Lin Xian. They were waiting for Lin Xian to make a decision. I think that makes sense. Lin Xian. They stood up. Then, that's it? Lin Xian nodded. All right, that's it. You have to be careful. If there's anything, feel free to contact me. All right. Lin Xian looked outside. Then, let's set off while it's still dark. Where to? In such a big place, where can't we go? No matter what kind of place it is, there will always be strong and weak. What's more, virtuous virtual realm 10 stars is not weak. Okay. That's it then. 5 months later, we'll meet in Fei Wind City. Lin Xian needs to respect their decision. What's more, Lin Xian himself knows that everyone has been fighting here for a long time this month. Where they can continue to fight, where they can gain experience, everything is unknown. If there are no forces nearby to fight, they can only watch helplessly and waste time. It's better for everyone to split up and seek their own experience. Okay. Late at night, the 10 of them went in 10 directions. They don't know where everyone is going, but they feel that there are always places to go and things to encounter. After Lin Xian left the city, he also headed in a certain direction. Lin Xian doesn't know where this direction leads, but it is the direction that the woman called Mu Qianshuang left that night. In Lin Xian's eyes, she is Xue Qilin. Maybe they will meet, maybe they won't. Like them, Lin Xian doesn't know where to go and what to encounter. But this may be the right path. The idea they suddenly put forward was implemented in just a few minutes, and they split up. Perhaps in the eyes of each of them, this was the right path. Because, although they are a team, but sometimes they rely on Lin Xian alone or a few people. Everyone is indispensable, but everyone has to improve themselves. Therefore, they all agreed to this idea without prior consultation. 3 days later, Lin Xian came to a city he doesn't know where it is. But Lin Xian knows that this place should be thousands of kilometers away from Azure Venom Python's forces. Because in the past 3 days, Lin Xian used spatial force a lot. Anyway, he doesn't know where to go, so he has to go a bit further. But Lin Xian feels that this city is different from others. Chapter 1757. Why did Lin Xian feel that this city was different from other cities? The reason was that Lin Xian scanned them and saw that they were all at the Heavenly Dao realm. These Heavenly Dao realm existences appeared to be from the city. Most of them were at the 1-star Heavenly Dao realm and a few were at the 2-star Heavenly Dao realm. However, Lin Xian had never seen such a number before. Of course, other than those at the Heavenly Dao realm, there were many at the Great Void realm and above. Basically, the Great Void realm was at the lowest realm. They looked like they came from many places, but they seemed to be gathered here for a particular reason. Lin Xian was a Heavenly Dao after all. He went over without a word. Everyone, for this Fey God Forbidden Grounds trial, I wish for us to be united. This is because there will be countless experts competing with us. And once they are united while we are not, we will be at a complete disadvantage from the beginning. Said an elder. Yes, I think Supremacy Nanshan's words make sense. At the very least, we have to stick together when we can travel together. Other than the Fey God Forbidden Grounds being terrifying, we do have to be wary of others plotting against us. Yes. Everyone nodded. The Fey God Forbidden Grounds happens once every 100 years. It's not a long time, but it's not a short time either. We have to seize every opportunity. If we can obtain a creation, then even if we are at the Heavenly Dao realm, our realms will soar. Even if our realms don't soar, we will be able to obtain a top spirit artifact from ancient times. That's something these spirit artifacts can't compare with. Yes, let's cooperate. Lin Xian pondered behind them. Oh my. He seemed to have encountered something rather impressive for some baffling reason. Sigh. If he had known, everyone would have come together. However, the massive Fey race probably had no lack of such powerful beings. Now, what Lin Xian wanted to know was what kind of place the Fey God Forbidden Grounds was. The Fey God was very powerful, so the words Forbidden Grounds were very impressive. Lin Xian then secretly took out his cell phone and gave Linglong Shui a call. Xiao Linglong. What's the matter? Asked Linglong Shui. She thought that something had happened to Lin Xian again. I met some people here talking about some Demon God Forbidden Grounds. What kind of place is this Demon God Forbidden Grounds? Ling Long Shui said, "It's a rather important place for the Fey race. The Fey god Forbidden Ground has existed for tens of thousands of years. Legend has it that there are countless Fey race Fey gods from ancient times. They are all existences at the heavenly Tao realm's 7 stars and above. However, all of them have perished. They left their heritage and life's work in the Fey god Forbidden Ground. Future generations can enter the Fey god Forbidden Ground and under unimaginable dangers, have a chance of obtaining top heritage or treasures from ancient times. Isn't this similar to the ruins? More or less, but the ruins belong to one person. There might be hundreds or even thousands of people here. Those people in the demon god Forbidden Grounds might also be looking for someone they think is suitable." Ling Long Shui said. "Have you been there before?" Lin Xian asked. "Yes, once in 100 years. There are still many opportunities. I've been there 3 times, and only once did I obtain a spiritual artifact." "You didn't obtain anything?" Ling Long Shui shook her head. "It's rather difficult and very dangerous. Back then, I was at the Great Void Realm. I've been there 3 times, and according to what I know, in the past 1,000 years, few people have obtained the true heritage there. However, those who obtained it became extremely powerful." "Then can I go?" "Yes. You are at the Heavenly Tao realm, and you have spatial attributes. You can give it a try. Even the heritage of the Fey race is equally useful to you humans, except for some things that can only be released by Fey powers. However, you are a human, so I can't be certain if they are willing to give their heritage to a human." Ling Long Shui said. "That's fine. Give it a try. You have to give it a try if you encounter it. Remember to be careful. It's extremely terrifying inside. Even heavenly Tao realm existences are like ants in there. They are easily annihilated. Every time you enter, you will encounter something different. There's even an absolute door of death. Death is certain after entering." As Lin Xian had the eye of cave spirit, he wanted to give it a try. "Got it." Then, Lin Xian hung up. "Go." With the eye of cave spirit there, it was definitely very useful in such a place. If he did not go, Lin Xian would look down on himself. The group of experts added up to more than 1,000 people. It was unknown what they were discussing, but as they chatted, they seemed to reach an agreement. "Everyone, it's about time. We should set off." "All right, let's set off together." Then, the crowd rushed in a particular direction. Lin Xian followed behind the crowd in a low-key manner. More than an hour later, they arrived at a place that was like a paradise. There were green mountains and clear waters, waterfalls, and rivers. It was truly beautiful, especially when paired with the blue sky and white clouds. It made one feel refreshed. By the time they arrived, there were more than 10,000 people gathered here. Lin Xian swept his gaze. Whoa! There were so many people. It was a lot more lively than Lin Xian imagined. No, there are so many people every time. But how many years has it been since someone obtained the heritage inside? It's quite impressive. Lin Xian did not think that he would definitely obtain the heritage. His thoughts were simple. He did not have a single decent spiritual weapon on him. Of course, other than his sword. However, there were too many types of spiritual weapons with various effects. They were especially powerful, especially those spiritual weapons from ancient times. They were definitely even more powerful. Lin Xian felt that with his eye of cave spirit, he should be able to obtain a spiritual weapon, right? Lin Xian took a look. There were so many people. It was obvious that there were many factions. Some factions would send a large number of experts to protect someone, so that he or she could obtain the treasure or heritage in the demon god Forbidden Ground. Obviously, this was a very powerful place. However, due to its difficulty and danger, many people were discouraged from entering. However, everyone knew in their hearts how precious the treasures inside were. How powerful were the treasures inside? Lin Xian took a look. Most of them were young people. And in the beginning, Lin Xian believed that the weakest was at the Great Void Realm. But in fact, There were many domain realm cultivators here. Lin Xian knew that these people were probably here to seek opportunities. Their bloodlines were insufficient, resulting in most of them having no hope of advancing to the heavenly Tao realm. There were even some who had no hope of advancing to the Great Void realm their entire lives. In this world where strength reigned supreme, they also imagined that they could obtain opportunities in such a dangerous place, allowing them to advance to a higher realm. Even if it was dangerous, who could be certain about opportunities? Chapter 1758. Empty Tianyao. A woman arrived at this place. Master. She bowed respectfully. Make a trip to the Fey God Forbidden Grounds. There was no one, only a voice. And if Lin Xian were here, he would definitely recognize her. This was because Linglong Shui had brought Lin Xian here to seek the expert's help in divining Lin Ya's situation. That's right, it was this mountain. And this mountain was none other than empty Tianyao. What does the Fey God Forbidden Grounds need me to do? The voice did not have any emotions, only respect. Find a human youth named Lin Xian. I want you to persuade him to come to empty Tianyao and become my disciple. Yes. Wait. I don't want you to specifically seek him out. The woman knitted her brows. Master, do you mean for me to inadvertently approach him and get him to come to empty Tianyao? Yes. Yes. Then she vanished from her spot. Although she did not know why her master would do such a thing, it was normal. If her master wanted him to be her disciple, all she needed to do was tell him directly. No one would reject it. She was a little perplexed as to why her master would do something so superfluous, but she definitely had her reasons. And why would she do something so superfluous? This was because she had calculated that if she were to directly get him to come to empty Tianyao to accept him as a disciple, the chances of Lin Xian rejecting her was 80%. However, if she were to get her disciple to inadvertently bring Lin Xian here, and through certain means, the chances of success were 80%. Therefore, she chose the method with the highest chance of success. And why did she want to take in Lin Xian as her disciple? In fact, she had long noticed Lin Xian. She had even inferred that Lin Xian would come to her with Linglong Shui. Of course, most importantly, the time had come. Lin Xian had also advanced to the heavenly Tao realm. Outside the Fey God Forbidden Grounds, more and more people arrived. Lin Xian had actually sent a message to Ling Ying and the others about this matter. Their unified response was that they weren't coming. For a martial artist, the so-called opportunity was a very illusory thing. How should he put it? So what if he encountered a fortuitous encounter? It was something that could only be chanced upon and not sought. This was a place that Lin Xian had encountered. Although it could be said that they had encountered this place, they still wanted to go there themselves. Moreover, they might be able to obtain some good things from this place, but the chances were too low. They would rather not come. Lin Xian would definitely respect their wishes. 5 months was neither a long time nor a short time. There was indeed a chance to encounter a fortuitous encounter, especially in a place like the demon race. In 5 months, it was basically impossible for one to obtain any fortuitous encounter in the human race. However, it was not necessarily the case in the demon race. This was because the two territories had two different views of the world. One was a place that had already been developed, and the other was a place that no one had been to for many years. Moreover, there were many dangerous places among the demon race, but at the same time, they were recognized as places with great opportunities. Where can't he go? Mu Qianshuang had also come to this place. That's right. Her opponent was Me Heavenly Demon. Her master and that person from Empty Heavenly Demon had been rivals for many years. They had their own destinies, and once they completed their destinies, they would allow their disciples to complete their destinies. The so-called destinies were actually a competition between their disciples. Who won and who lost? She came purely because Lin Xian was coming. It was not that she cared about Lin Xian, but her master had said that this Lin Xian was very likely to be her future rival. There were two paths she could take. She could either kill him or become his rival. Do you understand the feeling of loneliness? In the entire demon race, she was not the strongest, but in her generation, she did not have many opponents. Much less a match for a human. She had always wanted to compete with the experts of the human race. This was because it was always said that the human race might not have a high starting point, but they had the highest potential. Furthermore, it was said that he was a full attribute. To be honest, she took this opponent seriously. For the human race, the demon god Forbidden Ground might not be so humane. She felt that this Lin Xian might die here, so she came to take a look. By the way, she also wanted to see if she could get some opportunities in the demon god Forbidden Ground. However, she had specially changed her clothes. That night, Lin Xian pulled her aside and said, "Thank you for saving him many times." Mu Qianshuang did not understand. Lin Xian glanced around with nothing to do. There were too many experts. Suddenly, his gaze fell on Mu Qianshuang. "It's her." Seeing Mu Qianshuang, Lin Xian's eyes lit up. Indeed, Lin Xian could not recognize her at a glance. But Lin Xian had the system. With a glance, the system knew that she was a mission target who had triggered a mission. Touched. This Xue Qilin, she had been secretly protecting him. When he was going to the demon god Forbidden Ground, she mixed in with the crowd and secretly protected him. To be honest, Lin Xian wanted to know why she wanted to protect him and why she found him at that time. Lin Xian could not figure it out. He wanted to know. There were many things he wanted to tell her, ask her, and say thank you to her. Then Lin Xian walked over. Mu Qianshuang frowned slightly. Because she saw Lin Xian walking towards her from the corner of her eye. She had a hunch that this Lin Xian was looking for her. That's strange. Can he recognize me? Not to mention how dark it was that night, she was still wearing a veil. Now, she was wearing a veil and had changed her clothes. She stood there in a very ordinary manner. Why was he still able to lock onto her in such a large crowd? Without the system, Lin Xian really could not recognize her. Even if she stood in front of Lin Xian now, Lin Xian would not recognize her. "Hi." Lin Xian walked to her side. For a moment, Lin Xian, a veteran in the field of love, did not know what to say. Mu Qianshuang frowned, and then turned to walk away. "Hey, don't go." Lin Xian hurriedly chased after her. "Why are you following me?" Mu Qianshuang said coldly. "I want to say thank you. Also, I have a lot of things to ask you." "No need. Saving you was just a coincidence. I just happened to see your fight in the Death Corner fighting ring, and felt that it was a pity that you were assassinated like this." Mu Qianshuang answered faintly. "I'm not talking about this time, I'm talking about several times in the past, and when I advanced to the heavenly Tao." Mu Qianshuang frowned slightly. "Is he crazy? You've got the wrong person. No, I don't believe that in the demon race, there would be someone who would inexplicably save someone they don't know for no reason. It's just out of love. I don't believe it, especially for a girl like you. There must be a reason. It's fine if you don't want to admit it, but I know anyway." Lin Xian looked at her and said. Chapter 1759. That's awkward. If Xue Qilin learns that Lin Xian mistook her for someone else, she'll probably bite Lin Xian to death. But what can Lin Xian do? He had really misunderstood. The main thing is that this misunderstanding is too coincidental. Too coincidental. Think about it. There's no reason to save him? How is that possible? And just some time ago, the White Force helped him advance to the heavenly Tao. "Hey, why are you avoiding me?" Lin Xian said to her. Mu Qianshuang didn't speak, and then turned around to leave. "Can you not leave? Let's go together. Do you find me annoying?" Mu Qianshuang didn't speak. "Then I won't speak. Let's go together, okay?" She then disappeared from where she stood. Lin Xian. "No." Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. "He doesn't know why. She's clearly protecting me in secret, so why doesn't she talk to me? Is there something she can't tell me? Or, does she really want to talk to me?" Is she afraid of something? Lin Xian rubbed his chin. That should be the case. At this moment, lightning flashed in the void, and a bolt of lightning fell on the lake in front of them. Then, the lake split in the middle. At the end, the lake water poured into a place similar to a spatial portal. It's open. The demon god Forbidden Ground is finally open. I have a feeling that the demon god Forbidden Ground is being controlled by someone. Every time, it opens at the right time. Say, in addition to the powerhouses from ancient times, are there still living people in the demon god Forbidden Ground? Maybe there are. Maybe they're not in the demon god Forbidden Ground. It's just that every time the demon god Forbidden Ground opens, they will go in with us. Who knows? Why do you care about that? Let's go in. Experts from all directions swarmed in one after another. After Lin Xian saw the beautiful girl in front of him walk in, he quickly followed her in. When they entered the demon god Forbidden Ground, there were 12 tunnels in front of them. Simply put, there were 12 portals. With so many people entering the Forbidden Ground, they would enter 12 different places. The dangers they would encounter might be different, the degree of danger might be different, and the treasures they would obtain might be different as well. However, they might all converge at a certain location. Simply put, it was possible that the 12 tunnels would converge at one point, and the survivors would continue to gather there. Because Lin Xian had the eye of the cave spirit, he was still relatively confident, except for the fact that he was worried about encountering an existence that was far stronger than him. However, with so many people following him, there was no need for Lin Xian to be in the limelight at all. He could just be a damn hoodlum. Because in this place, he didn't want to be in the limelight. Instead, he wanted to see who could go further. The further one went, the more likely they would have to obtain the most powerful treasures. Many people hesitated for a moment before going in. However, everyone knew that this place was very dangerous. In addition, when some people came in, they would enter the same passage. For example, they entered through this passage last time. This time, they would also enter through this passage. Then they would find that the things they encountered were completely different. Zhao Hai was a bit surprised. He was a bit surprised to see that the people in this place weren't the same as the ones in the previous passage. Therefore, everyone didn't understand why it was like this. What was the meaning of giving them 12 different tunnels? Lin Xian looked at Mu Qian Shuang. After all, he was a shameless person. Lin Xian smiled and moved closer to her. Beautiful sister, can I call you that? Lin Xian was very willing to call her sister. First, she must be older than him. Second, she must be stronger than him. Third, she saved him. There was nothing wrong with that. Mu Qian Shuang frowned. To be honest, she was a little regretful that she saved him. If she knew this would happen, she would have just let him die. Anyway, that person from the Heavenly Demon Mountain was her greatest opponent. She didn't know why her master said that she wasn't the person chosen by the Heavenly Demon Mountain. She felt that she was very powerful. She had fought with her several times, and there were wins and losses. Was it because this Lin Xian was a human? What was different about the human race? It was all about potential. Mu Qian Shuang didn't answer. Since you didn't answer, it means that you agreed. Lin Xian said with a smile. Which one are you going? I'll go with you. Mu Qian Shuang didn't speak and directly walked into the tunnel in front of her. Lin Xian didn't hesitate and directly followed her. Shua, with a flash of light, they appeared in a new place. What is this? Lin Xian glanced around. How should he put it? In front of them was a thundercloud area. It seemed that they could only go forward. Under the thundercloud, Lin Xian felt that they would be bombarded by terrible thunder. Many people might die. Because this was the thunder of heavenly punishment, it was very scary and dangerous. He didn't know how many people would fall under the thunder. They didn't go forward because, to be honest, everything here was unfamiliar. They didn't know how strong it was, how scary it was, and how many unknowns there were. So, unless they were very confident, they still hoped to wait until everyone came together before going forward. Who was at the front? the people behind would have a rough idea. Lin Xian used his eye of spiritual insight to investigate. Oh! Under the thundercloud, there was an unimaginable amount of spiritual energy. It was obviously extremely dangerous. There was nothing special about the other places, but Lin Xian's eye of spiritual insight saw that there was a small amount of spiritual energy surging in front of them. There was nothing in other directions, only a small amount in front of them. So Lin Xian felt that there should be some clues. More and more people came. Soon, there were 20 to 30,000 people entering the tunnel. Mu Qian Shuang didn't stop and directly walked forward. Many of them also formed cliques as they moved forward. Everyone saw the thunder and knew that it was obvious that they had to go forward, so they didn't have much doubt. Hey, hey, hey! Lin Xian ran to Mu Qian Shuang's side. While walking with her, he said, "There might be some situation over there. Why don't we go and take a look?" Lin Xian pointed in a direction. Mu Qian Shuang frowned. "Are you sure?" "I'm not sure, but there are some clues over there." In Mu Qian Shuang's eyes, if this Lin Xian was chosen by the senior of the Heavenly Demon Mountain, then he was definitely not simple. Although his cultivation seemed low, he might have some unknown ability. In this kind of place, any decision could turn the world upside down. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.